expensive car. Just give me a second. I want to buy an inexpensive car. This is a stated need. I have straight away told you I want to buy an inexpensive car. What is the real need? I need to understand the need behind the need. What is that need? Inexpensive car ka need hai, lekin what is that real need? So the real need for me can be that I want to have a car which is whose operation cost is low, not that the price is low. A car whose operations cost is low, not that the price is low. Okay. What happened? Somebody has disabled my screen sharing.
No, please, Karan sir, I'm sorry. Actually, I was just changing. हाँ, प्लीज आपका माइक बंद है. प्लीज एक बार फिर से शेयर कर ले. आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट.
नहीं, ये डिसेबल्ड किया हुआ है. इसको स्क्रीन शेयरिंग अलाउ कीजिए. ओके. Okay, so can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I told you about the real need. So my real need is an inexpensive car which should be low in operations cost, not the price. Okay. So that's the real need, the need behind the need. Okay. Then there's an unstated need. I have not stated the need. This customer doesn't state the need. So in this case, possibly the unstated need is I need a good service from the dealer. Okay. ये बोलने वाली बात नहीं है. It is already a need there which exists, which I don't need to state. Correct. Then a delight need. I would be more happy if there is a GPS system in my car. Correct. So that's the delight need. That would delight me actually. And finally, the secret need. Secret need is that I would like to show off to my friends that I have got a very, very savvy car with me. That's a secret need. I need not, I as a person will not state that need. People will not come to know that need. But inside me, there is a secret need. Okay. So as a marketeer, you need to understand all these 5 needs of a person. And once you understand all these needs of a person, then only you can design your product, you can design your goods or services or whatever it is. You can create that and then finally decide how to deliver and promote that. Okay. Coming to the next very, very important part of marketing is.
Sir.
Bolo, tell me.
Sir, please explain the unstated need.
Unstated need is something which you don't state obviously. Okay, straight away you don't state it. So in my case, the unstated need was that I needed a good service from the dealer. Okay, which I did not state. It's already obvious that I need a good service from the dealer. मेरे अंदर में है, मैं बोलता नहीं हूँ, but when I go to buy a car, I buy a good car, inexpensive good car which is low in operations cost. But the unstated need is that I need a good service from the dealer. Okay, correct. Kiran, did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Kiran, were you there yesterday?
Hello.
Hello.
No, sir, I was not there yesterday. I was traveling.
Oh, okay.
So I was not getting network. I tried to connect, but then I got disconnected.
Fine. Okay. Stop. Any other questions? Quickly. I have a long way to go today.
So what is the meaning of real or stated?
अभी तक क्या सो रहे थे अंजन?
नहीं सर.
तो क्या सुना मैंने पहले क्या बताया था? मैंने फर्स्ट कहां से शुरू किया?
सर स्टेटेड.
स्टेटेड नीड का मतलब क्या है?
सर जो रिक्वायरमेंट है हमें उस चीज की.
मैंने क्या बोला था? व्हाट वाज माय स्टेटेड नीड? अंजन, मोबाइल पे घर आते आते अगर क्लास करोगे ना तो ऐसे ही होता है. और सही बात पूछो तो मेरे पास इतना टाइम नहीं है. 2 दिन में मार्केटिंग मैनेजमेंट कोर्स फिनिश कराना बहुत मुश्किल वाली बात है. अगर ध्यान नहीं दोगे तो मेरे लिए इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट टू रिपीट द आंसर्स. So real need, stated need is something which is obvious, which you come and straight away tell your seller what is the need. And the real need is that need behind the need which you have not stated, but it is there. Okay. So what I mean is I want to buy an inexpensive car, but that inexpensive car doesn't mean that the price should be low. The operational cost of the car should be low. Okay, that is what a real need is. Correct. And then I have an unstated need that the dealer service should be good. I would be delighted if there is a GPS system in my car. And there is a secret need inside me that, yes, if I buy this car, my friends will be, I will have a edge over my friend. They will feel that I have got a savvy car. मैं अपना ego boost कर सकता हूँ. Correct? That's a secret need for me. Correct? So there are 5 different kinds of need which you need to which you need to understand from a customer's point of view, and then you can only create your products. Okay. The next most important marketing concept is segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Okay. What is segmentation? Segmentation is basically dividing the whole population into groups of, groups of people with similar attributes. Similar attributes means they have similar behavior, similar age group, similar demographics, similar demographics, similar geographic, similar behavior, and similar psychographics. Okay. So something like male, female. Out of the total population on this earth, we can divide it into male, female. So we have segmented as per the gender of the population. We can divide the population as per age also. We can divide the population as far as socioeconomic class also, income group also. There, we can divide the population as far as their segmentation of geography also. Some people stay in the United States, some people stay in Asia, some people stay in Russia, some people stay in China, some people stay in Australia. So we can divide it as far as geography also. We can also divide the population as far as their psychographic also. Psychography is basically we'll come to that very soon. So demographic and psychology together make psychography. Your values, your traits, your interests, these are all. Kiran, can you mute yourself, please? Yeah. Okay. So we'll come to segmentation in little details. Then what is targeting? Once we have segmented the whole population, we come to know which is the segment which actually is the potential, which actually is a set of potential customers for my product, whose needs are satisfied by my product, whose wants are satisfied by my product, whose demands are satisfied by my product. That's my target audience, or that's my target consumer, or that's my target population. That comes from that segment. One of those segments is the target population, whose demands are satisfied by, who needs or your wants, whose demands are satisfied by my product. That's my target audience or target population. Okay. And finally, what we need to do is we need to position our product in such a way that we provide a unique perception in the mind of consumers. My product should be unique. Okay. So if I talk about positioning, let us understand positioning a little bit more. If I talk about positioning, think about how many of you are aware of Starbucks coffees, or maybe Apple phones, iPhones, correct? You all are aware about iPhones? Okay. So what does iPhone say? What is the unique positioning about iPhone? How does iPhone make itself unique?
Sir, why innovation technique, sir?
Security, privacy.
वो तो सैमसंग में भी है, वो तो सैमसंग में भी है, वो तो वीवो में भी है. Everybody does innovation. Everybody has security. Everybody has privacy.
सर अभी आप एप्पल आईफोन के बारे में भी उन्होंने चैट जीपीटी एआई आया है, तो सर उनके जब जो न्यू मॉडल्स आ रहे हैं सर वो चैट जीपीटी एआई कर पा रहे हैं.
वो तो सैमसंग में भी हो जाएगा, वो तो सैमसंग में भी हो जाएगा.
बट सर वो भी वर्क कर रहे हैं, पर इनका वो लॉन्च होने वाला है बहुत जल्द।
तो वो भी
Apple
लॉन्च
iPhone
नहीं किया ना, वो भी लॉन्च करेंगे, सैमसंग भी लॉन्च करेगा, एप्पल भी अभी तक लॉन्च तो नहीं किया ना। What is the unique?
Yes, sir.
How does Apple say that I am unique? Not only in their phones, in their MacBooks, in their iPads, in their iPods, in their AirPods. How do they say Apple as a company? How do they say they are unique? They say they are unique that they are ahead of technology. They are ahead of technology. That's what they position themselves as. Okay? They are ahead of technology. How many of you have seen Adidas? Adidas and Nike. You know Adidas and Nike? What are they?
Shoe brand.
They are sportswear organizations.
Right.
Shoes के अलावा भी बहुत कुछ मिलता है Adidas में, Nike में.
Parents.
Correct. So how do they differentiate? They are both. How do they make themselves unique? So Adidas says that we are there for athletes. Adidas says that we are there for athletes. And Nike says that we are there for soccer players, footballers. That's how they differentiate themselves. They make their brands unique. So whenever a sports person goes to buy, a footballer would go to buy a shoe, he would first look at Nike rather than Adidas. At the same time, when a sprinter or a runner or a marathoner goes to buy a shoe, goes to buy a sports shoe, goes to buy a running shoe, he will go and buy an Adidas first. That's called positioning. Positioning in the unique perception in the minds of consumers. Okay. Think about Domino's Pizza. You all must have had Domino's Pizza. Correct. So what does Domino's Pizza say? How do they make themselves unique? How do you know about Domino's? If somebody talks about pizza and Domino's come to your mind, why does Domino come to your mind? They are the first company who said 30 minutes delivery. Correct? They said we delivered our pizzas in 30 minutes. Even if it's 1 minute more, they will give you back the money. Correct? Okay, or they will give you the pizza free. Right? So that is the unique positioning. That's how you remember a brand uniquely. Correct? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, what you will do is, after I finish this session today, you all will go back to Google and search the unique positioning, the positioning statements of different brands, possibly Coca-Cola, possibly Pepsi, possibly Adidas, Nike, Apple, Samsung, whichever brand comes to your mind, go and find out the positioning statement of these brands. Okay. Now, let us understand, when we are talking about marketing, let us understand what is really marketing. Okay, what is really marketing? Marketing is all about being in the market. That's what I said yesterday, right? If you want to become a marketeer, your workplace should be the market. Okay, why do I say your workplace should be the market? What is a market actually? Okay, a market is nothing but a total population on this earth which already has some need, some want, and some demand. Everybody on this earth has some need, some want, and some demand, right? So the total population is a market, is a set of buyers. Market is a set of buyers. And market is a set of sellers. Correct? So this total population, if it is a market, there is also called something called a potential market for your kind of a product, for your category of product. So if I sell shoes, sports shoes, so in the whole population of 8 billion people on this earth, everybody may not need a sports shoe, right? So there is a particular set of people who need, set of population who needs a sports shoe. That set of population is called potential market for sports shoe. Now, if you have a company of sports shoe, and in that set of population who needs sports shoe, that potential market, you cannot make your product available to everybody, right? You cannot make if you are manufacturing your product in India, possibly somewhere in Benares, maybe you are not able to make it available across the world. So there is something called an available market where you can actually make your product available. Okay. So for any product, there is a potential, there is a market, there is a potential market, then there is an available market where you can make your product available, your whichever product you want to sell, you can make it available. And then there is something called a qualified available market. In that particular available market where you can make your product available, there is a set of people whose needs and wants, of course, whose needs, wants, demands are satisfied by your product, but they may not be able to afford your product. Correct? So everybody whose needs, wants, and desires are matches with what you are providing, the values matches with your product's values, and they can afford it, that is called a qualified available market. Correct? So my product has to be available, my product has to be affordable, and finally, there is a market which is called a target market, whose needs, wants, demands are satisfied by your product, they are available, they are affordable by the consumer, and they are available to the consumer. That's called the target market for you. That's called the potential market for you. That's called those people in that population is called your target audience or target consumer. Okay. So target consumer is a small portion, subset of your full population on this earth. Did you understand this? Pooja, did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
What was that? What did I say?
Sir, sir, at last you said that if सर अगर इंसान का wants, need and demand अगर वो satisfied हो जाता है तो वो एक
wants, needs, wants, demand get satisfied, they can be affordable and they are available, then only it becomes your target market.
Yes, sir.
And finally, when you have understood the set of population who is there in your target market, now you start penetrating in that market. You start reaching each and every customer in that market.
Yes.
Correct. And when you start reaching, you cannot reach everybody together. So, but if there are 100 people who are 100 consumers, 100 customers in your target market, and you have reached 20 of them, then your penetrated market is 20.
Yes, sir.
Your aim or your goal is to reach the 100. So slowly that penetrated market increases and matches the size of the target market. When you have reached the target market totally, then you say the market is saturated for me. Correct. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes,
Understood? Everybody? Okay. So when I talk about a second market segment, a group of customers who have similar set of needs and wants, okay, who has got similar sets of needs and wants, their attributes are similar. So they can be divided into 4 different segments: geographic segment, demographic segment, psychographic segment, and behavioral segment. Geographic segment, simple. Segmentation, division of the whole population on the basis of their cities, their towns, their cities, their villages, their countries, their continents. Correct. Okay, so you can say this is US population, this European population, this Russian population, this Indian population, and so on and so forth. Demographic is all about the age, gender, economic, socioeconomic class, income group, and so on and so forth, about the population. Whenever you describe a population, that's called the demographics of the population. Psychographics is basically demographics and psychology of the person. It talks about the interest of people, the values of people, the traits of people. Okay, your habits. These are all called psychographics. Your habits, your interests, your values. So something like, I am a smoker. Suppose I am a smoker. So that's a habit. That's a psychographic. Correct. I don't like red color. Okay, that's my interest. Okay, I like blue color. That's my interest. Okay, I am very, I always bargain. Okay, that's my attitude or behavior. Attitude, or maybe you can say a trait. Okay, I am a very truthful guy, honest person. Correct, those are my values. So that's what psychographic is. So you can divide the whole population on the basis of these psychographics also. And finally, behaviors. Behaviors in terms of how they behave towards your product. So behaviors can be about their awareness of your product, about their interest about your product, about their usage about your, are they new users, are they regular users, are they, you know, users who are not very frequent users, okay, and so on and so forth. Did they try your product? Did they not try your product? Are they loyal customers? They are loyal, not loyal customers. These are their behaviors. Do they advocate your product? Do they tell about your product to their friends, families around them? These are all behaviors of the population. Okay, so you can divide the whole population on the basis of geography, on the basis of demography, on the basis of psychographic, and on the basis of behavior. Correct? Got it? Okay, Jasprit?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what I'm saying?
Sir, behavioral segments I really don't understand.
Okay.
Psychographic and demographic and geography I understood.
Okay, behavior is, suppose I have launched a new product. Okay, suppose I am launching Maggie. Okay, now I'm new. I'm launching, forget Maggie. I'm launching a new phone, new mobile phone with some features, some benefits, some advantages. Okay. Now, as a customer, if I go to Jasprit and check with him, Jasprit, are you aware of this product? Jasprit can say yes, Jasprit can say no. So I go to 100 consumers and check with 100 consumers, are you aware of this product? 70 of them can say yes, 30 of them can say no. So I can segment the whole population in two different groups. People who are aware, people who are not aware. Correct. I can also segment them on the basis of, do you have interest of buying this product? 40 may say yes, 60 may say no. Correct. So now I have divided the population into their interest levels about the product. Have you tried the product? Have you tried or have you bought the product? No, I have not bought the product. Yes, I have bought the product. Correct. Did you like the product? Or maybe you can ask them, every time when you go and buy your noodles, do you always buy Maggie? 70 may say, yes, I always buy Maggie. 30 may say, no, always I always don't buy Maggie. Sometimes I also buy EP and not. So I can say loyalty wise, 70% are loyal, 30% are not loyal. So I'm dividing the population on their loyalty basis. So these behaviors, awareness, interest, consideration to buy, trial, loyalty, loyalty, advocacy, these are all behaviors about the product. Okay. So that's the way you can segmentize the population. Correct? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
And any other questions? Okay. Now, there are three kinds of media. What I mean by media is media of communication. So you must have heard about TV, newspaper, magazines, display advertisements. You can see about hoardings and so on and so forth. So first kind of media is called a poem theory, POEM. Okay. P is paid media, where you pay to advertise. So your TV, your magazines, your newspapers, your radio, your social media, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the advertisements that you see there, these are all paid media. We pay for them and then we have those advertisements there. Correct. Something called owned media. Owned media is, suppose a company's own website. Company's own website, company's own brochures, company's own Facebook page, company's own Twitter account, Okay, or a company's office which is branded with the logo of the company. These are all own media. I don't pay to anybody else. It's my own. Correct? And the last one is earned media. Earned media, is a communication, is a promotion that happens through mostly word of mouth, viral marketing. So most of the time when I go and tell somebody else that, hey man, I just bought an iPhone 14 and it's a fantastic product, go and buy that. So did the company pay anything for that? Communication, no. But the company earned it because I was happy about the product, so I went and told somebody to buy it, right? So that word of mouth is an earned media. When you give your feedback in Amazon or Facebook or Instagram, you give your feedback about a product. Did the company pay for the feedback? No. You gave your feedback because you were happy about the product. So company earned that media, right? Company earned that communication from you. Company earned that promotion from you. Correct. Then there are a lot of viral, you sometimes you see those viral WhatsApp messages about some good product or some good communication or some good, new thing what has happened. These are all earned media. Company doesn't pay anything. Company earns from you, from the consumers. Correct? Any questions? Okay. There are two core marketing concepts. Again, one is called impressions. The other one is called engagement. What is impression? So impression occurs when consumers view a communication. So if you have seen a TV advertisement, okay, if a TV advertisement comes to while you are seeing a half an hour program and the TV advertisement comes to you 6 times, so the number of impressions to you is 6 times. If a population, 1 million population has seen that advertisement for 6 times in a particular time period, then the number of impressions is 6 into 1 million, 6 million. Correct. Engagement. Engagement is the extent of customers' attention and active involvement with the communication. So when I go to Facebook, I see an advertisement and I put a comment there, I put a like there, I put a share there. That's the engagement there. Okay. In a TV, I go and that advertisement can be throughout the day, but only during that half an hour period where I'm seeing sports news, possibly I see that particular advertisement. So I'm engaged to that advertisement. Okay. So my engagement is only during that half an hour, not throughout the day. The only time when I'm putting my attention actively and involved in that communication. Correct. There can be an outdoor hoarding somewhere on the road. If I don't cross the road, I'm not engaged. I don't actively see that hoarding. But if I'm going through that road and I see that road and I watch that advertisement, then only I'm engaged to it. This engagement is more true when I talk about social media or my Google advertisements in digital marketing. Okay, because that's the time when you are actually interacting with that advertisement. You are writing your comments, you are putting your likes, you are putting your shares, and that's when we actually measure engagement. Okay. Kiran, can you put? Please mute yourself, yaar. Okay. Core marketing concepts में और एक चीज आता है supply chain. आप बोलोगे सर supply chain marketing concept कैसे हो गया? ठीक है. So channel stretching from raw material to components to finished products carried out to final buyers. So finally, your product has to reach the buyers, right? The customers. And so the whole value chain from the raw material to the buyer, until unless it reaches the buyer, your marketing is not complete, right? So supply chain is a part of your marketing. Because marketing is where you create a product, you deliver a product, and you promote a product. So to do that delivery, there has to be a supply chain. Okay, so if I talk about a cup of coffee, suppose Starbucks coffee. Okay, so the Ethiopian farmers grow the harvest of coffee, the farmers sell them to the fair trade cooperative, coffee is washed, dried and packaged, shipped for shipment, alternative trading organization transport beans to developed world, coffee is sold directly or via retail channels, and finally you as a consumer get the coffee. So from farmer to that cup, there's a long value chain. There's a long supply chain. And this is of course a part of the whole marketing, because the marketing is involved in procurement. If I was the marketing head for Maggi, I had to also understand where my atta would come and where my maida would come and where my oil would come, where my spices would come from. Correct. And from there, where it went for manufacturing in the plant, from there it went to the warehouse, from the warehouse it went to the distributor, from the distributor it went to the retailer, and finally from the retailer to the consumer. So it's a whole supply chain that works behind that marketing, correct? Competition is a very, yeah, tell me.
Sir, in the last slide on the supply chain, but that will be working as an independent entity na, in an organization.
No, there is nothing called independent entity in an organization. In an organization, it's a matrix. Can a product be sold without supply chain?
No, sir, it can't be solved.
If it can't be sold without supply chain, so of course a part of marketing. Marketing is also not a singular entity. Supply chain is also not a singular entity.
Yes,
Supply chain is inside marketing.
understood.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Competition, of course, we all know that competition is one of the most important part of marketing, because we need to continuously monitor our competition. Okay. All the actual and potential rivals offering substitutes a buyer might consider. If you are absolutely a new product in the market, we call it you are in the blue ocean. Okay. There's no competition in the market. You are absolutely a new category. You are creating a new market, a new category. However, remember, creating a new category, new market, and being there for a long time needs a lot of, lot of hard work, lot of innovation, lot of value addition, lot of differentiation. Okay. And lot of renovation. If you cannot do it in today's world, being absolutely unique in the market for a long time is very difficult. Competition comes in very fast. Sometimes even in a week's time, you see competition is already there. It's so, in this digital world, it's so easy to copy a product, because every information is available on the internet. If you have made a product, it will not be too long that you see a competition in the market. And when competition is there in the market, everything becomes different. You need to continuously monitor competition. You need to continuously fight competition. You need to continuously be with competition. Competition is not bad. Competition is not bad. The more competition comes, the better quality happens. The better price happens. The better value happens for a product. Remember that. And your whole size of the market grows. Because today, if I make a product and I sell it to 30 people or 100 people, my second competitor comes, he will sell it to another 20 people. So the whole size of the market grows to 120. The third competitor comes, they sell to another 30. They will take some share from my 100, but they will sell to another new 30 people. So the total size of the market grows to from 100 to 150 now. So competition is very important for increasing the size of the market, bettering the quality of the product, and bettering the pricing of the product. You must have seen that when competition comes, there are many products whose price goes down. Okay, initially the prices are high, and when competition starts coming in, the prices actually go down for many products. Correct. There are two environments in the marketing world. One is called task environment, and the one is called the broad environment. Task environment is anything revolving around the product, anything involving the product. What is that? Basically, your manufacturing, your distribution, your promotion, all these are task environment. Okay, manufacturing, distribution, promotion, these are all your task environment. And what a broad environment, if anybody of you have learned a little bit of economics, the broad environment is all about the macroeconomics. Okay, so the technological environment, the natural environment, the financial environment, and so on and so forth. Okay, all the macroeconomic environment around you, outside the product, outside the organization, which has an influence on the product, which has an influence on the organization, that is economic environment, financial environment, your technological environment, natural environment, legal environment, and so on and so forth. These all have some kind of a impact on the product and the company and the organization, correct? And so marketing has to take care of all of that. Marketing cannot say that, there is a new regulation which has come on a particular product, and marketing cannot say that I will ignore that, right? Government has put a new regulation on something. Marketing cannot say that I will ignore that. There is a recession in the world. The economy is hit very badly. Marketing cannot say that I will ignore that. That has an impact on the product, right? That has an impact on the sale. That has an impact on different aspects of marketing. So the marketing environment has two aspects: the task environment, that's internal environment about your manufacturing, your distribution, your promotion of the product, and the broad environment, which is around the product, outside the company, which impacts the product and the organization. Correct. The holistic marketing dimension, we have 4 different aspects of marketing. The first one is called internal marketing, where you actually do your marketing to the internal employees of the organization. Your marketing department, senior management, other departments, you first need to go and market them. They need to have a belief and trust on you and your product. Okay. If your internal people in the organization do not believe and trust on your product, it will be very difficult for you to market that product out to the outside world. Why? Because you will not get support from anybody internally. Correct. So your communication, your distribution, your delivery, your everything, these people, the marketing department people, the senior management people, the other department people has to first trust, has to first believe. Okay. Then your integrated marketing, your communication, your services, your channel of distribution, your price, all this has to work. You need to take care of all of this. Your pricing, your channel of distribution, whether you're going to distribute it through Kirana stores or e-commerce or modern trade, big stores like, Reliance or Big Bazaar. Okay. Or you're going to do a door-to-door selling. These channels has to be very clear. Okay. Then your products and services, what kind of product you're going to make, your services, their different elements, their innovation, and so on and so forth. And finally, the communication, the promotion of the product. Okay. Then comes the relationship marketing. You have to maintain, the marketing department has to maintain a relationship with the customers who buy from them, the employees, just as I said, the employees in the organization, the partners. Okay, who are the partners? The partners are my vendors, agencies, my advertising agency, my raw material, my packaging material supplier vendors, my software supplier vendors, and there are so many partners. So no marketing person can do things alone, right? So there needs to be a lot of partners who partner with them to look at things. So somebody is doing advertising for them, somebody is doing procurement for them, somebody is doing logistics for them. They're providing them the logistics of trucks and warehouse and so on. And these are all partners. So we need to do have a good relationship with them. And then finally, the financial community, the bank, the other financial organizations, the treasury, and so on and so forth. There has to be a great relationship building with these people. Okay. And ultimately, the performance marketing. What is performance marketing? Performance marketing is where you actually go and deliver results. Your sales revenues, your brand customer or consumer equity, brand equity. Okay. That is your brand preference, basically. You need to work on that, right? You need to work on sales revenue. You need to work on increasing your brand preference. You need to work on the ethics. There's always an ethics behind a product and a brand to sell it in the market. Okay. You cannot sell any product without following ethics. You have to be truthful. Your integrity has to be there. You have to be transparent. You cannot do something wrong with your product which hurts the society and the consumers. Correct. So the ethics has to be very strong. Environment, you have to look after the environment also. We talk a lot about sustainability today. Okay, we talk about a lot about, so marketing department is responsible for that sustainability, that keeping the climate clean, keeping the air clean, keeping the water clean, and so on and so forth. Okay, long term. And then there are legal requirements, regulations, which needs to be followed very strongly. And who follows that? The marketing department has the responsibility to also follow that. And finally, social responsibility. You are a part of the society ultimately. Your product is a part of the society. So you have a responsibility for the society. You cannot harm the society. You have to always be good to the society. Correct?
So, sir, that is come under the corporate social responsibility?
Not really. No, corporate social responsibility अलग चीज है. Corporate social responsibility society को help करना है. ठीक है? And that is by through some I would say contribution to the society. मैं एक कंपनी खोला हूं, मैं उस कंपनी के एरिया के लिए एक पार्क बना के दे रहा हूं या रोड बना के दे रहा हूं, दैट्स कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी. मैं वहां के बच्चों के लिए एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूं, दैट्स कॉर्पोरेट सोशल. बट मैं यहां पर जो सोशल की बात कर रहा हूं, माय प्रोडक्ट इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय द सोसाइटी, सो आई हैव टू टेक केयर दैट आई डू गुड टू दैट सोसाइटी थ्रू दैट प्रोडक्ट. माय प्रोडक्ट कैन नॉट हार्म द सोसाइटी. It should be a social entity which does good to the society. Okay, and corporate social responsibility is basically a part of your responsibility towards enhancement of the society. Here I'm not talking about enhancement of, I'm talking about doing good to the society. Okay. So if you all remember, I don't know whether you were there. You were of course there. So PNG, once upon a time, almost 7-8 years back, they launched a program called Shiksha, where they took 1 rupee out of every product sale of PNG and provided that money towards enhancement of, girl child education. Okay. So that was a part of performance marketing that you can't say is a part of, CSR. That's not a corporate social responsibility. They were doing it in such a way that they were actually supporting the society through their product. Corporate social responsibility in India particularly has a norm that every organization has to spend 2% of their profit towards any good thing of the society, creating a park, supporting education or whatever. Okay. So that's also a part of social responsibility, but this is absolutely directly, performance marketing is directly related to helping the society or enhancing the society. Correct? Got it? Any questions here?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, I wanted to ask, just you gave an example of Procter and Gamble. They are donating, you said that they are donating ₹1 of each sale for the welfare of a society.
Girl child's education. Yeah.
For a girl child education, but that is not a part of CSR, sir.
Yeah, that's not a part, that they did not take it as a part of CSR.
So
it
sir,
was
if that cumulative of all the things that they have done so far, like the each year sale, if it becomes a 2% of the CSR, then is it considered under CSR or a performance marketing? Eventually, sir, just a moment. A last line I'm just adding to complete that if they are putting it all in a collectively towards society, so and in the end they are doing the welfare only, na?
Yeah, they are. Only thing that they go. If they don't sell, they are not going to provide money. Correct. Performance is always finally आपको perform करना है.
जी.
Perform किस तरह करोगे? आप sell करके करोगे, right?
जी.
So if you don't sell, you are not going to earn that 1 rupee.
जैसे सर वो है कि वो कर रहे हैं CSR, बट उसको पब्लिसाइज भी कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, यहाँ पर क्या है? यहाँ पर it was a program, it was a part of their program. ठीक है? It was not a separate CSR. ठीक है? It was not a separate CSR in this sense. CSR comes from the company's overall profitability. 2% of the company's overall, उसने साबुन बेचा, उसने जो भी बेचा, उसका total profitability का 2% उसको देना ही है.
जी.
वो अगर 1 रुपया नहीं भी लेता तो गवर्नमेंट उसको कुछ नहीं बोलता.
जी.
ठीक है?
पर वो जी.
हाँ, बताइए.
सर, प्लीज कंप्लीट. मुझे सिर्फ समझना ये था क्योंकि आई हैव आल्सो वर्क विद एप्को, लाइक वो भी हेल्पेज इंडिया
जी
गर्ल
जी
चाइल्ड के लिए काम करते हैं
जी
और बच्चों के लिए भी काम करते हैं
जी जी
एंड ओल्ड पीपल। तो सर अंडर सीएसआर हम कुछ कंपनीज को अप्रोच करते थे तो दे
जी
यूज टू डोनेट अ सर्टेन अमाउंट।
करेक्ट
हम लोग रजिस्टर पे देखते हैं कि एवरी परचेज ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम हियर विल बी गोइंग ईच 1 rupee विल बी सेंट टू अ गर्ल चाइल्ड एजुकेशन।
करेक्ट
अगर वो सीएसआर के अंडर भी जा रहा है सर, पर वो इसको पब्लिसाइज अंडर परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग कर रहे हैं तो वो
पब्लिश उसको
सीएसआर
पब्लिसाइज नहीं करना। परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग, व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, दिस इज द पार्ट ऑफ द मार्केटिंग परफॉर्मेंस। मार्केटिंग को परफॉर्मेंस दिखाना होगा तो उसमें 5 चीजों में 6 चीजों में परफॉर्मेंस दिखाएगा। ठीक है, एक अपना सेल्स में, एक ब्रांड का इक्विटी या ब्रांड प्रेफरेंस इंक्रीज करके, एक एथिक्स फॉलो करके, ठीक है, एक एनवायरनमेंट को कंट्रीब्यूट करके, ठीक है, एक लीगल फॉलो करके, जो लीगल रेगुलेशंस है वो फॉलो करके, फाइनली सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ अच्छा करके।
जी
ठीक है, सो सोसाइटी के लिए इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि मैं सीएसआर के थ्रू से ही कुछ अच्छा कर रहा हूं। देयर कैन बी मेनी थिंग्स। इफ आई एम इवन डूइंग अ गुड रिसर्च to make a good product which possibly will help the society to benefit on some health ground, that can also be a social responsibility, right?
but
That's not a CSR.
that is the crux of every sir product or owner, that they should provide something that is
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, but that may not be a CSR.
that is
Correct.
not, but this Shiksha thing, it was a CSR or not?
This they did not take it as a CSR. They did not take it, क्योंकि CSR अगर वो 1 रुपया नहीं भी लेते तो उसको करना पड़ता।
लेकिन उन्होंने वो 2% किया होगा तो उसको
नहीं किया होगा, नहीं, उसको करना ही होगा, उसको करना ही होगा। लेकिन ये जो 1 रुपया वो लिया है, 1 रुपया प्रोडक्ट के प्राइस से लिया है, दैट्स पर्टिकुलरली देयर परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग, क्योंकि प्रोडक्ट परफॉर्म नहीं करता तो ये 1 रुपया वो ले नहीं पाता।
ओके
करेक्ट। लेकिन सीएसआर में वो प्रोडक्ट परफॉर्म करे चाहे ना करे, उसको 2% देना ही होगा।
1 साल का 2% उसको देना ही पड़ेगा।
1 साल का या 1 महीने का जो भी है उसका प्रॉफिट का 2% देना ही होगा। वो आपका
एक किताब बिकेगी तब 1 रुपया आएगा,
तब उसको जाएगा।
दैट इज कलेक्टिवली अब ये कस्टमर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बन गई।
व्हाई वाज इट परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग? क्योंकि वो एडवर्टाइज कर रहे थे कंज्यूमर के पास कि आप हमारा प्रोडक्ट खरीदो तब जाके मैं 1 रुपया दूंगा।
ओके
अगर सीएसआर होता वो एडवर्टाइज नहीं करते।
ओके
गॉट इट।
आई वाज हैविंग दिस मिसकंसेप्शन कि वो अपने सीएसआर को इस पे प्रमोट कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, अगर सीएसआर होता तो वो एडवर्टाइज नहीं कर पाते कि मेरा हर प्रोडक्ट का 1 रुपया एजुकेशन पे जा रहा है।
ओके गॉट
ठीक
इट
है,
सर,
लेकिन और सीएसआर में क्या होता है कि बाई हुक एंड क्रूक उसको 2% ऑफ का उसका जितना भी प्रॉफिट होता है वो 2% देना ही पड़ेगा। गवर्नमेंट हैज अ रेगुलेशन। ठीक है, तो वो जाके क्राई को देगा, एसओएस को देगा, एनजीओ जितने भी एनजीओ को देगा, व्हाटएवर। ओके, एंड या तो पार्क बनाएगा या तो रोड बनाएगा या कुछ भी करेगा करके बोलेगा मैं सीएसआर में दे रहा हूं। ठीक है, वहां भी एजुकेशन फंड में दे सकता है। यू कैन गो एंड build schools in rural areas and give a CSR donation there.
Understood, sir.
Got it? Yeah.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So when I talk about marketing management tasks, so there are 8 tasks that we do in marketing. That is developing marketing strategies and plans, capturing marketing insights. So when you must have heard a lot about market research. And when I said that in marketing you have to be in the market, I am talking about this. If you're not in the market, you cannot gain insights about your consumers and other competitors, your market, your retail, and your customers. So these insights, these knowledge, these data, this information that you collect from the market is called market insight, and that's a big responsibility of the marketing department. Okay, connecting with customers, of course, that's the most important responsibility of marketing people. Building strong brands. So strong brand means when you're building brand equity, when you're building brand preference. Okay. And creating value. How do you create value? When you innovate, differentiate, and add value, you create value, create more features, you create more advantages, you create more benefits for the product. Okay. Delivering these values, you are delivering these values to your customers. So we don't sell products, we sell values. We don't sell products, we sell values. Remember, we sell the features, advantages, and benefits, correct? I had been insisting on this word value. Okay? And I told you the first example I gave you yesterday about that pen. I don't sell that pen. I sell the values of that pen. Correct? And I sell the features, advantages, and benefits of that pen. If that pen did not have the feature, advantage, benefit, which is as per your need, want, and demand, you will not buy the product. Correct? So it's very, very important to deliver value to your customer as per their expectation, to satisfy their expectations. So marketing is all about understanding and satisfying the needs of customer. Correct? Communicating these values, so promoting through our advertisement, through our whatever, our blogs, our website, our brochures, our advertisements, we communicate these values. Okay. If any advertisement doesn't communicate a value, that's not a good advertisement. If it doesn't communicate a feature, advantage, benefit, it's not a good advertisement. If it doesn't, through that value, when we talk about features, advantages, and benefit, and when we, strongly speak about that, we talk about quality, right? We talk about quality of that product, and that's what communicating value is all about. Okay, creating successful long-term growth. If we do not, in marketing, our responsibility to create a long-term growth, not a short-term growth, कि मैं 2 साल, 3 साल, 5 साल के बाद market से निकल जाऊंगा. मुझे सालों साल रहना है. And I think in today's market, to relate with you, Apple is one of the best example of that. Okay, 14 years back when they launched iPhone, okay, they had come into a market of smartphones which is so much cluttered. There are possibly 500 brands today in the market, small and big. And in that cluttered market, they are the king. And they had been the king for the last 10 years now. Okay, and how did they? So they thought about long-term growth. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं एक product बनाऊंगा, I will make only one product, one brand, one for a couple of years and then go off. No, they continue to be. They had been innovating, renovating, differentiating, and value adding every year. They are bringing 2 new models of iPhone every year, 2 new models of Apple Watch every year, 2 new models of MacBook every year, EarPods, whatever. Okay. And it's very difficult for competition to keep in pace with them. Competition is not able to keep in pace with them. That's why they are not getting defeated. Correct. So these are the 8 tasks. Coming back to a few things. Now we need to grow. As I said, that our important task is to creating successful long-term growth. How do we grow? How do we grow? Important to understand how do we grow. We grow through a couple of things. We grow through an intensive growth, integrative growth, and diversification growth. Let us understand this. Okay. So intensive growth is with current portfolio. So if you talk about, suppose, let's talk about Apple. Let's talk about Apple. What does it have now? It has iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Pro. These are the new ones which are getting manufactured. They still have in the market iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro. iPhone 14 Pro has a couple of more, iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 14 Pro Max, and so on and so forth. So almost 5 or 6 iPhones they have in the market, which they are manufacturing and selling. They have MacBooks, almost 3 to 4 different kinds of MacBook, or maybe more, 6 different kinds of MacBook. They have EarPods. Okay, they have iPads, okay, and they have plenty of others. So they have almost 20, 25 products that they have. Now, when I talk about intensive growth is growing with the current portfolio. Current portfolio in the sense, मेरे पास जो product है उसी को grow करो. Bring more models of iPhone, more models of MacBook, more models of EarPods, more models of iPads. Number 1, product ko badhao. Then increase the market. I am only available in 100 markets. Let me go to 150 markets. Okay. In the markets, I am there. Suppose in India, I am there with 1 million customers. Let me go to 2 million customers. That's called intensive growth. whatever you are doing with your current portfolio. Correct? Then there's something called integrative growth. What is integrative growth? Integrative growth is basically you're trying to merge. You're trying to merge with some. So if I talk about very recent example, Air India has merged with Vistara, Singapore Airlines. So what did happen? The company became bigger. Correct. Okay. Suppose Reliance has purchased Big Bazaar. Reliance had 500 supermarkets across the country. They bought Big Bazaar. They have got now 100 supermarkets in the country. So that's integrative. They integrated. Correct. Diversification growth. When you actually diversify from one product category to another product category. Okay. So Reliance, when they came into the market, the first organization that Reliance had was petroleum refinery. Correct. And then what happened? They diversified into retail. They diversified into telephony, I mean, mobile internet, mobile and internet. Okay, and they have diversified into so many things now, insurance, finance, and so on and so forth. So one organization, one vertical of business diversified into 5 more verticals of business to grow a full empire, became a conglomerate. Okay, Tata's were a steel company. They diversified into manufacturing trucks and buses, heavy vehicles. Then they diversified into making smaller vehicles. Then they diversified into making electricity. And so they have diversified and grown, correct? Got it? And finally, at one point of time, some companies, when they have lost the path, when they have reached that pinnacle, when they feel that, no, my whole market is getting saturated. Okay, I am not able to grow anymore. I can't make more profits. I can't increase my price. I don't have much to do anymore. My maturity has reached. Iske baad mera decline ho raha hai. What I start doing is I downsize my organization. I downsize my business. I divest my older businesses. What I mean is I sell off my older businesses. Okay, so these are the four ways of growing. So selling off older businesses means that I am getting rid of my losses. And that's also another way to increase my profit or growing my organization. Okay, if I get rid of my old businesses which are actually chewing up my profit. Okay, which are actually eating up my profit. Correct? Got it? Any questions?
Sir, please explain me again intensive growth.
Intensive growth, intensive growth. I just gave you an example of Air India. ठीक है, बंद हो रहा था. Vistara उसने खरीद लिया. I mean, Tata's ने उसको खरीद लिया. ठीक है. And Tata's already had Vistara and they are already with Singapore Airlines. So what happened to Vistara? Vistara grew bigger because Air India came in with them. Correct. I told about Reliance supermarkets. 2 years back, or maybe 2.5 years back, Reliance integrated with Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar sold them off. Reliance bought their business. So they had 500 supermarkets. Reliance had 500 supermarkets in the country. They added another 500 of Big Bazaar stores. They integrated, they joined, and they become bigger. They grew.
Okay, sir.
Correct? Yeah. Okay. So I told you about this. So this is something like a growth opportunity. So Walt Disney, as a company, all of you heard about Walt Disney, right? Anybody who has not heard about Walt Disney? अगर नहीं पढ़ा है तो Google देख लेना थोड़ा, ठीक है? One of the world's largest entertainment organizations today. Okay, they have a brand called ESPN, and ESPN initially was a television company. I mean, television channel company. Slowly, they diversified into consumer products. They diversified into print magazines. They diversified into online different channels. They had different ESPN channels. And finally, they have interactive ESPN Zone and ESPN Sports Complex, which are physical businesses. And they have other medias, radio, mobile, ESPN Rise and ESPN NW. So much of diversification to grow. Some of them they have purchased. So Walt Disney has purchased some of the business from and integrated. Particularly their print business, they have integrated them with Revista and there's one more, I just forget. Okay. So they have integrated, they have diversified, and they have also done an intensive growth of their own brands. Internal portfolio ko bhi badhaya hai. Correct. Okay. So how many of you have heard this word called SWOT? Did you hear this word called SWOT? No. So SWOT is the acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, just to quickly tell you, when we talk about external environment, what does an organization, what does a brand, what does a marketer need to do? Marketer needs to continuously evaluate the external environment. Okay, so in external environment, there are two things. There are opportunities and there are threats. Okay, marketing opportunity and area of buyer needs. An area of buyer need and interest that a company has a high probability of profitably satisfying. So any opportunity where company can grow, marketer has to continuously look at it, where they can satisfy more customers' needs. An area of buyer need that and interest that a company has a high probability of profitably satisfying. Is there any new market? Is there any new potential? Is there any new target audience whose needs and interest I can satisfy profitably? Correct. So this is what an opportunity means. So I always look out of my organization to find new opportunity. There are threats in the market, challenges posed by an unfavorable trend or development that in the absence of defensive marketing action would lead to lower sales or profit. There are a lot of threats in the market. Okay, new competitor coming in, new regulations coming in, the economy going down, there is a climatic disaster. Okay, there is a health disaster. COVID has come, that was a huge threat, right? If there is suppose a climatic disaster, a storm coming in, destroying a whole city. Okay, these are all unforeseen, but it can happen. So who is supposed to take care of that? If the sales and profits goes down, who is responsible? Marketing department is responsible. If they don't have a plan B, then it will be a disaster. If I don't have a plan B, that if something like COVID happens again, how do I distribute my product to reach the consumers? Then my company is going to have a disaster itself. So that's a threat. Correct. Internal environment are my strengths and weaknesses, my own strengths and my own weaknesses. Always internal. Internal environment is internal inside the company. My own strength, possibly my technology is my own strength, my people are my own strength, my knowledge is my own strength, my product recipe, my product know-hows are my own strength. Okay. And weaknesses, there can be weaknesses that my attrition rate, my people are leaving my organization, that's my weakness. Something wrong with the human resource policies, that's my weakness. Okay, my higher management, top management is not great. They cannot take decisions rightly, that's possibly a weakness. My structure of the organization is not good, that's possibly a weakness. There's a lot of lapse in decision making, that's a weakness. So I need to identify those weaknesses, identify those strengths, work on those strengths continuously so that I can improve on those strengths, work on those weaknesses continuously so that I can make each and every weakness a strength one by one. Correct? Got it? Any questions? Okay. Finally, what Peter Drucker is a psychologist, he says, it's more important to do the right thing to be effective than to do the right things right to be efficient. There's a beautiful sentence. Do the right things to be effective than to do the things right to be efficient. Very, very fine line between two things. Effective and efficient. What is the difference between effective and efficient? To do right things is called effective. And to do things right is to be efficient. Okay, something like, let me tell you, I'll give you an example. The most successful companies, however, excel at both. So if I say to do the right, to do things right and to do the right thing. So if I say that I have got a new manufacturing unit, new manufacturing plant where I can produce 100 tons per hour. Okay. So what did I do? I did the right thing possible to make my production more effective. I had a plant which used to produce 50 tons per hour. Now I put another plant, new plant, which produces 100 tons per hour. So I did the right thing. I have got more production now. But is that efficient to do things right? Is that efficient? Okay. The thing is that when I was producing 50 tons through one plant in an hour, my bad, my damaged product was 1 ton. Manufacturing में damage होता है, पैकेट फट गया, प्रोडक्ट ठीक नहीं निकला, ठीक है. My manufacturing damage stock was 1 ton. But when I am producing 100 ton, my manufacturing damage went to 10 tons. Out of 100 tons, 10 tons became damage. So which is more efficient? The last one was efficient or the new one is efficient?
Last one was efficient.
Last one was
The
efficient.
last one.
So can you understand the difference between to do the right thing and to do things right?
Yes, sir.
Effective and efficient. So a good company, a successful company does both good. Okay, they do the right thing and they do it efficiently. Okay, correct? Okay, chalo. Let's now quickly get into the 4 parts of marketing, the 4 aspects of marketing, most important 4 aspects. Product, price, place, and promotion. Okay, so we'll first talk about the product. Anything that can be offered to a market to satisfy a want or need, including physical goods, services, experiences, events, persons, places, properties, organizations, information. And we all know this, right? हम लोग ने पढ़ा था. Correct. हम लोग ने first thing जो पढ़ा था, what are products? Remember, all these came in goods, services, experience, events, persons. So anything that can be offered to a market to satisfy a want or a need, including physical goods, 2 ideas. Any questions here? Do you remember we learned about it yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And all of you gave examples of each one of them, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now let us see how do you define a product? Okay, this is something very interesting, and this is something which will, if you understand correctly, it will remain with you for the next 40 years of your life, I can tell you. And this is one of my most favorite slides, actually. So a product has 5 levels. I'll start with an example. Suppose you have gone to a tourist place, okay, and you have booked a hotel. Okay, you have booked a hotel room. Now, what's your need? Why did you book a hotel room? Somebody has to answer quickly. Why did you book a hotel?
To stay there.
To stay there. To stay there, to take rest, to spend your night, right? That was your need. Correct? And that hotel room has to provide you that. So that's the core benefit that you need. That's the core benefit of that hotel room that satisfies your need of stay, a night stay, a good sleep, a place to rest. Okay. And to have that particular benefit, what do you need? You need some basic things in that hotel room. Correct. What is that basic thing? You need a bed in the room.
Yes, sir. Bed.
Right? You need electricity in the room. You need a fan and an AC possibly. You need a bathroom in the room.
kitchen.
May not be. होटल रूम पे किचन कहां पर होता है? बहुत कम. मुझे रूम चाहिए विद बाथरूम यार. होटल रूम पे एक रूम और बाथरूम होता है. आप स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट तो नहीं ले रहे हो ना कि किचन रहेगा. Correct. So you need a room, you need a bed, you need a table, you need a chair, you need possibly a sitting chair, you need a bathroom, you need water, you need electricity. Basic products. Now, when you have these basic products, your expectation, even if you don't say about this, you have not stated this, unstated needs are that the bed should be clean, the linen of the bed should be clean, the bathroom towel should be clean, the bathroom should have a soap, it should have 24 hours water, the AC should be working. Correct. There should be a glass, there should be bottles of water in the room. There should be a telephone to call the reception. These are all expected products. So from core benefits, which satisfy your need, you have basic products, then you have some expected products, which you don't state, but they're expected. When you have that expected product, okay, now there are some augmented products. When you get into the hotel, sometimes you see that as soon as you go to the reception, you are giving a very warm welcome, okay, with a welcome drink, possibly a juice or something like that. Correct. You get into the room, possibly you get a basket of fruits in the room. Possibly you get a basket of cookies and chocolates in the room. Possibly you get a refrigerator in the minibar which has good quantity of chocolates, wafers, popcorns, and so on and so forth, which you did not expect. And that's called augmented products. That's where the difference happens with you, your hotel and some other hotel. Basic product तक बहुत ज्यादा difference होता नहीं है. The differentiation starts happening with expected product and more with augmented product. Augmented product delights you. You have not expected. Remember the needs, delight need. Augmented product delights you. You did not expect that. But once you have got that, you are delighted. Wow. Aha, you say, right? And that is the differentiation between that hotel and some other hotel. Basic room तो दोनों होटल में शायद सेम ही होंगे. Basic product सेम ही होगा. एक बाथरूम होगा, एक बेड होगा, एक water होगा, electricity होगा, एक टेबल होगा, एक चेयर होगा. But when you talk about expected products, the linen must be clean here. So आप इस होटल में जाओगे, the linen quality is very good, it's very clean. ठीक है. The bathroom towels are very clean, very good. You not only have one towel, you have 3 towels there. Correct. But major difference is in that augmented product. What extra have they given to you which you have not expected? And finally, the potential product for that hotel, once they have given you all this, that hotel guy has to think, what else can I give to my future customers? Can I add a swimming pool to my hotel? Can I have a 24/7 cafe in my hotel? Can I have a spa in my hotel? And so on and so forth. Those will actually add more and more differentiation and value addition to that hotel so that they can actually be a favorite place for you. They can actually be the customer's favorite place to come and stay. Got it? Did you understand the hierarchy of a product?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions here? This is very, very important because if ever you want to do your own business and you are making a product or service, you need to remember this hierarchy that basic product tak to same dena hi padega, but then when you want to make yourself better than others, you have to start thinking about the expected product and the augmented product and the potential product. Okay? Product classification. Products are classified on the basis of 3 things. Durability, tangibility, use. Okay. Some लोग बोलते हैं ना durable product and non-durable product. Okay. We say tangibility. First of all, what is durability?
The long lasting of the product.
Lasting of the product. Okay, so when we say consumer durables, okay, and consumer perishables, we often say consumer fast-moving consumer goods, and we often say fast-moving consumer durables. Okay, consumer durables are something like maybe washing machines, maybe fridge, maybe microwave oven. They are durable, they are long-lasting. And perishables are which you consume. It perishes. Okay, tangibility. So tangibility is, as I said, there's either intangible or tangible. Services are intangible. Ideas are intangible. Experiences are intangible. At the same time, goods, person, they are tangible. You can see them, you can feel them, you can touch, you can smell them, you can, whatever, 5 senses, you can use them, correct? And finally, on the use. Finally, on the use also, you classify a product. How do you classify a product on use? Different uses: food product, personal care product, electronic product, correct? Home care product, hygiene product, pharmaceutical product, correct? On different uses, we classify products. Got it?
Yes.
Any questions? So there are 3 different classifications. Now, when I talk about durability, I just spoke to you about non-durable, durable, and services. Okay. So non-durable are basically perishable, which doesn't last for a long time. Durables are, which last for a long time. So what is electricity? Non-durable or durable?
Non-durable.
Non-durable.
What is water?
Non-durable.
Non-durable. Okay. What is road?
Durable.
Durable.
Correct. Very good. And by now we all know what is a service, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Consumer goods classification. 4 ways to classify consumer goods: convenience, shopping, specialty, and unsought. Convenience good. Something which is very frequently purchased. Okay. Conveniently found. Okay. I want to buy a cold drinks. I want to buy a soap. I want to buy a pen. I want to buy a possibly a pencil. I want to buy a book. I want to buy a copybook. These are all convenience food. You don't think much. You want to have a cold drinks or a juice, you just go and you don't do a lot of research. मुझे कौन सा cold drink पीना है, मुझे कौन सा juice पीना है, मैं इंटरनेट में जाकर रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ, बुक्स पढ़ रहा हूँ, ठीक है, प्राइस कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ, ऐसा नहीं करता हूँ, ठीक है. And we mostly buy it very frequently, consume it very frequently, we use them very frequently. ठीक है, those are convenience good. ठीक है, even my rickshaw service, auto service, rickshaw service, taxi service, these are all convenience. हम लोग उतना सोचते नहीं है भैया कि मुझे यहाँ से यहाँ जाना है रिक्शा में, भैया उस रिक्शा में कितना पैसा ले रहा है, इस रिक्शा में कितना पैसा ले रहा है. जहां भी मिलता है हम लोग उठते हैं, बैठते हैं, चलते हैं, right? Now shopping goods are a little more choosy. You compare their price, you compare their quality, you compare, you spend a little bit of time behind them before you purchase them, and you actually go to, something like you're buying your clothes. Okay, you're buying a watch. You're buying something like, possibly an expensive pen. You're buying a furniture. Okay, these are shopping goods. You don't buy very frequently, but whenever you buy, you do a little bit of research, you compare prices, and then you actually go and buy them. Okay. And you go to specific shops to buy them. Okay. Specialty are even a little more choicy. You already have made your mind about buying it. Okay. You do a lot of research before going. You take a lot of advice before going in. Something like you buy a car. Okay. You buy a tourism plan. Possibly I want to go. I have already planned a tourism to Maldives or Thailand or Vietnam. It's not like कि किसी भी दुकान पे जाके खरीद ली. I do a lot of research. I compare prices. I actually decide on the time when I will go. I go to the right dealer, possibly. or the right travel agent, possibly to buy a car, possibly I go to the right dealer, okay, to see different models. I decide very seriously how to buy it, particularly for, suppose I want to buy a very expensive watch. I want to buy a Omega or a Rolex. I don't go to any watch shop and buy it. I would go to a Omega dealership, I'll go to a Rolex dealership and buy it. Okay. So that's what specialty is all about. And unsought. Unsought is basically हम लोग unwholesome products पढ़े थे ना कल? My cigarettes, my drinks, my cold drinks and all that. ठीक है. Along with that, unsought is something like मैंने उससे पहले आपको बोला था कि unwholesome के अलावा भी एक होता है जिसको हम लोग we don't want to buy it. We don't want to buy it. Something like, I don't want to go to a dentist. I don't want to go to a doctor. I should not buy a life insurance because life insurance is a money which I won't get. It's something which my family will get or somebody will get after my death. I don't want to buy a burial space जहां पर मुझे दफनाया जाए. So those are unsought after products classification. ठीक है? Industrial goods classification, materials and parts, capital items, supplies and business services. So, if I talk about industrial good, कोई भी industry में अगर use होता है, there are something called materials and parts. ठीक है? मेरा product बनाने का material, raw material, ठीक है? मेरा product बनाने का parts. If I have to make a washing machine, there are a lot of parts inside. If I have made to make a car, there are a lot of parts inside that car. ठीक है? So those are industrial goods. Correct. And even for the machineries which are there to manufacture those industrial goods, there are a lot of parts of those machineries. Correct. There are a lot of materials being used in those machineries. Correct. Then capital items. The machinery itself are called capital items. What are capital goods? Anybody? Anybody a little bit of finance?
Sir, machine.
Sir, which is at
Hello? Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah, Dheeraj, you were saying something.
Sir, I was telling that which is an asset to the company and long-term asset.
Wonderful. Assets to the company required for manufacturing of any product in the organization. These are all capital goods. Okay. Now, what kind of capital goods? We have capital items. These can be machineries. This can even be a warehouse. This can even be the plant itself. This can even be, suppose you have a warehouse there, you need forklifts in the warehouse. They are capital goods. You are investing them for manufacturing and delivering services, delivering a product. Correct. So those items are industrial goods. And finally, supplies and business services. Supplies. I have got an office and I need photocopier papers. Supplies. I have got an office which I need possibly stationaries. Those are all office supplies. They are goods, industrial goods. I have an office. I need a cleaning service. That's a business service for our industry. I have an office. I need pest control service. I have a warehouse of my organization which needs pest control service. These are all business services. Correct? समझ में आ रही थोड़ा बहुत? Can you understand the difference between industrial goods and consumer goods?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Now remember when I said pest control or cleaning service, this has also become a consumer good now. Because आपके घर पे भी pest control होता है आजकल. आपके घर पे भी अर्बन क्लैप आता है क्लीनिंग करने के लिए, अर्बन कंपनी आता है क्लीनिंग करने के लिए. There are many cleaning organizations. So they have also become cleaning consumer goods now. They are consumed. Okay. Now, product hierarchy. This is a little bit important. Just put your attention there. So when I talk about a product, it starts with your need family, product class, product line, product type, and item. Okay, so just let me give you an example to make your life easier. Okay, so need family. Okay, my need is safety and security. Okay. मेरा second stage of need था ना safety and security. Maslow's hierarchy में. Correct. So for safety and security, I need that was my need. I need a product which will give me safety and security. So I choose an insurance. That's the product family. Correct. I choose an insurance. That's a product, right? Now, in that product insurance, there are general insurance, there are health insurance, there are life insurance. Okay. So I need a health insurance there and a life insurance there. So these are the two product classifications. In life insurance, I have two kinds of line of product. Okay. One is endowment policy and the other one is money back policy. Endowment policy is something which in case you die, your family gets back the money, the sum insured. In money back policy, in a regular interval frequency, you get some money back. It's sort of a savings policy. Under that endowment policy, there are different kinds of product type. Okay. There are different kinds of product type. Possibly one is unit link policy and one is general policy. Or there may be another 3-4 types. And finally, out of them, one would be an item. You will have, out of suppose a unit link policy, there is an item in that unit link policy. So can you understand from the need how you graduate to an item? Did you get me?
Yes, sir.
Now, I will just close the screen and I will just ask you a few questions. One second. Yeah. Ask you a few questions. First of all, अभी तक कल से लेके आज तक we have learned a lot of things actually. We have actually covered a lot of things. Now tell me very, very importantly, what are the key things that you remember and what do you think that you should remember? Because none of you are from marketing stream except Saurabh and a little bit of, I think, Suman. Otherwise, all are going to study finance or operations. So what are the key things that you think you have learned till now?
Sir, life cycle of a product.
Okay.
What are the needs and what are the requirements? How we can understand what
Okay.
are the nature of the product?
Okay.
How we can survive in the market with the products?
Okay. Okay.
And about what are the needs of the product? As we told, there is a requirement like geographic, psychometric, and their demographic,
Okay.
so behavioral. So we
Okay.
have to understand that if we go in the village area, like in Rajasthan, so if we sell the product of 100 rupees, so what is the need of their product? For
Very
that
good.
difference. So I
Correct.
understand that marketing is very important
Okay.
according to my knowledge, sir.
Okay. Very good. Anybody else wants to quickly give me a recap of 2 minutes?
Importance of marketing or a product, classification of product,
Okay.
and consumers' need, desires.
Okay. Needs, wants, desire. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
how to classify the product, like what should key core things that we
Core benefits,
core benefits
then
and
expected product. Okay.
Yes.
Augmented product. Okay.
and
Potential product. Okay.
yes.
और क्या था बताइए?
What are the factors affecting the development of the product, external factors and internal factors of the product?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So external factors, nahi, external environment and internal environment of marketing. Okay. So when we said external environment of marketing, we said that strengths and weaknesses are internal environment, internal, and your external are opportunities and threats. Correct? That's what we said. And then before that, we spoke about, before SWOT, we actually spoke about the one very important aspect of different kind of growth. Remember? Intensive growth, integrative growth, diversification growth. Correct? Remember?
Yes, sir, I have one question.
Yes, 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 बोलो.
सर जैसे मेरे आज मैंने लेक्चर अटेंड करा था कॉलेज में, तो वहां पे एक मेरे टीचर ने बताया था बार्गेनिंग पावर ऑफ सप्लायर एंड बार्गेनिंग पावर ऑफ बायर.
हाँ जी.
तो वो चीज कब, उनका वो चीज थोड़ा कब हाई होती है, बार्गेनिंग पावर, और बार्गेनिंग पावर ऑफ सप्लाई कब हाई होती है?
आप जो पढ़ रहे हो, आपको पोर्टर्स 5 फोर्सेस पढ़ाया था.
यस सर, बिल्कुल.
ठीक है, पोर्टर्स 5 फोर्सेस मैं यहाँ पर नहीं पढ़ा पाऊंगा, बिकॉज पोर्टर्स 5 फोर्सेस पढ़ाने के लिए मुझे काफी टाइम लग जाएगा. ठीक है, सो दिस इज नॉट द फोरम टू डिस्कस बाइंग पावर एंड यू नो ऑफ फोर्सेस, 5 फोर्सेस के जो पावर ऑफ बाइंग बायर्स एंड पावर ऑफ सेलर्स का. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पढ़ाऊंगा तो बाकी लोग कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, लेकिन हाँ, वो जब आपको आपको जब वो सोचना पड़े, वो जब सोचेंगे कि बाइंग पावर ऑफ बायर्स एंड पावर ऑफ सेलर्स, बेसिकली हम लोग इसलिए बोलते हैं उसको क्योंकि हम जब प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करते हैं या प्रोडक्ट क्रिएट करते हैं, ठीक है, या प्रोडक्ट को बनाते हैं एंड देन वी स्टार्ट थिंकिंग कि इसको लॉन्च करना है. तो अगर लॉन्च करना है तो मैं कैसे लॉन्च करूंगा? मुझे फेवरेबल एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए लॉन्च करने के लिए. ठीक है, तो फेवरेबल एनवायरनमेंट में जो 5 फोर्सेस मुझे खींचते हैं चारों तरफ से, ठीक है, 5 फोर्सेस जो खींचते हैं मुझे चारों तरफ से, वो फोर्सेस ये हैं आपके जो पोर्टर्स 5 फोर्सेस है. ठीक है ना? अब सो ये जो पोर्टर्स 5 फोर्सेस में से सिर्फ आप जो देख रहे हो फिलहाल की पावर ऑफ कस्टमर, पावर ऑफ सप्लायर्स एंड पावर ऑफ बायर्स, इसके अलावा भी 3 और हैं.
यस सर.
करेक्ट. कंपटीशन है, फिर एग्जिस्टिंग सब्स्टिट्यूट्स है, फिर एंड न्यू एंट्रेंट्स है, ये सारे हैं ना उसमें.
यस सर.
ठीक है, आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि भाई मैं जिस मार्केट में जा रहा हूँ यहाँ पर नया एंट्रेंस कोई है क्या. अगर नया एंट्रेंस है, इसका मतलब मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा थ्रेट है.
यस सर.
ठीक है, क्योंकि वो भी मेरा कस्टमर ले जाएगा. ठीक है, मेरे कोई सब्स्टिट्यूट्स हैं क्या उस मार्केट में?
यस सर.
ठीक है, मेरे कोई कंपटीशन है क्या उस मार्केट में?
यस सर.
सब्स्टिट्यूट और कंपटीशन दोनों अलग होते हैं, लेकिन सब्स्टिट्यूट का मतलब कंपटीशन नहीं है. सब्स्टिट्यूट अलग है, कंपटीशन अलग है.
जैसे कोका कोला की जगह पेप्सी ले ली उसकी जगह, या टी
नहीं, कोका कोला और पेप्सी कंपटीशन है.
यस सर.
ठीक है, लेकिन फिल्टर, वाटर फिल्टर जो हम घर पे लगाते हैं एंड बॉटल्ड वाटर, दीज आर सब्स्टिट्यूट्स.
यस सर.
ये कंपटीशन नहीं है, सब्स्टिट्यूट है.
यस सर.
जिसके घर में फिल्टर रहेगा वो बॉटल्ड वाटर खरीदेगा नहीं, राइट?
यस सर.
अब समझ रहे हो दोनों कंपटीशन और सब्स्टिट्यूट्स में डिफरेंस क्या है?
यस सर.
और पावर ऑफ कस्टमर्स, पावर ऑफ सप्लायर्स इसलिए बोलते हैं क्योंकि आपके पास, आप जब कुछ मैन्युफैक्चर करके बेचोगे, आपके एक सप्लायर्स होंगे जो आपको रॉ मटेरियल देगा, पैकेजिंग मटेरियल देगा.
यस सर.
अब वो जो सप्लायर्स हैं, अगर उसका पावर बहुत ज्यादा होगा तो कल तो वो आप वाला प्रोडक्ट खुद बना लेगा और मार्केट में आ जाएगा.
यस सर.
क्योंकि उसके पास रॉ मटेरियल भी है, उसके पास पैकेजिंग मटेरियल भी है, और वो टेक्नोलॉजी भी कहीं ना कहीं से जुगाड़ करके लाएगा.
यस सर.
और सेम थिंग आपके जो कस्टमर्स है, यानी आपके जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स है, आपके जो फर्स्ट लाइन कस्टमर्स है, आपसे जो माल खरीद रहे हैं, अगर वो बहुत ज्यादा पावरफुल हो जाए तो आपसे बार्गेन करेंगे, क्योंकि उसके पास क्या है, उसके पास और सारे सप्लायर्स हैं.
यस सर.
उसका बार्गेनिंग पावर ज्यादा हो जाएगा.
यस सर.
सो ये 5 चीजें हम लोग को सोच के देन प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करने की सोचना पड़ेगा. दैट्स व्हाट वो आपकी जो पोर्टर्स 5 फोर्सेस है.
Yes,
ठीक है, ओके, चलो हम इस पे नहीं जा रहे हैं, बाकी लोग पूरा कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. ठीक है,
थैंक यू.
ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स क्विकली. वो प्रोडक्ट का हायरार्की, कोर बेनिफिट, एक्सपेक्टेड प्रोडक्ट, बेसिक प्रोडक्ट, एक्सपेक्टेड प्रोडक्ट, ऑगमेंटेड प्रोडक्ट, पोटेंशियल प्रोडक्ट, सबको याद रहेगा. हाँ, सेगमेंटेशन किसको बोलते हैं? 4 सेगमेंटेशंस क्या होते हैं? ज्योग्राफिक, डेमोग्राफिक, साइकोग्राफिक एंड बिहेवियरल याद रहेगा. ठीक है, नीड्स, वांट्स, डिमांड्स याद रहेगा. Maslow's theory याद रहेगा, Maslow's hierarchy, food, water, shelter से शुरू करके esteem needs तक 5 steps. Correct? याद है? Okay. Chalo, I have come to product. I have finished product. Now let me quickly get into the rest of the 2 things. Okay. Services. I won't spend much time on services. Only 4 different characteristics of services बताया था आप लोगों को. ठीक है? So we know the service is intangible, right? We can't see them, we can't touch them, we can't smell them, we can't hear them, we can't taste them. Correct? Can you see a doctor's service to you? Can you see a car mechanics जो है गैरेज में, उसको टेस्ट कर सकते हो क्या? उसका सर्विस नहीं कर सकते हो. You can't smell that. You can't even touch that. ठीक है? So that's why it's called intangible. Service is intangible. It's inseparable. What does that mean? Goods are separable, services are inseparable. इसका मतलब ये है, this is that the place where it is produced, it is used in the same place. आज डॉक्टर का सर्विस डॉक्टर के क्लिनिक में ही प्रोड्यूस होता है, वहीं पर खत्म हो जाता है, राइट? आज कार मैकेनिक का गैराज में आपका गाड़ी ठीक करने गए से सर्विस, तो वो वहीं पर ठीक करता है, वहीं पर खत्म हो जाता है, राइट? कैन यू स्टोर इट समवेयर? डॉक्टर का ट्रीटमेंट कहीं स्टोर कर सकते हो क्या? बट थिंक अबाउट अ सोप, इट्स अ गुड्स. You manufacture it in the plant and you store it in the warehouse, or you store it in the retailer shop, or even you store it at your home cupboard. Correct. But a life insurance service, can you store it in your cupboard? No. Correct. Variability. The service is not exactly same every time. Doctor's treatment, I have gone to the doctor with, suppose I have got fever and I go to a doctor. First time when I go to the doctor, doctor sees my pulse, touches me here, puts a thermometer, okay, checks my forehead, checks my blood pressure, asks me a few questions, and then writes a prescription, right? Second time when I go to him, he first touches my forehead, then takes my pressure, forgets to check my pulse, does not put the thermometer. He asks a few questions and writes a prescription. Is the service same? It is not same, right? The steps are different, right? So all services are, it can be a same category of service, but they are different. They are variable. Okay. Perishable. Perishable because, as I said, it finishes. ठीक है? It finishes. जहां पर तैयार हुआ वहीं पे खत्म. Okay, so that's why it's called perishability. Fine, got you? Got it? All the 4? Any questions here? No? Easy, I think it's not a big thing. Correct? Price. Let's come to one important thing called price. Okay. So according to me, I define price in a different way. This is something which you will possibly not get in books. So I say price is the medium of exchange, is the medium of exchange of values of your product or service with your customers in the form of money or material. सोचो मैं क्या बोला. price is the medium of exchange of values. आप क्यों पैसा देते हो? कोई वैल्यू खरीद रहे हो ना, इसीलिए देते हो. You're exchanging some value, right? Exchanging some product. That product is full of values, some features, advantages, and benefits, right? So price is the medium of exchange of values of your product or service with your customer in terms of money or material. मैं either पैसा देके वो वैल्यू लूंगा या तो मैं कोई मटेरियल के साथ एक्सचेंज करूंगा, which is usually called bartering. You know, have you heard the word called bartering? Barter system.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so in barter system, we don't exchange money, we exchange materials. Correct. So that's why I said money or material. So did that definition go well with you? Did you understand that? Is the medium of exchange of values of your product or service with your customer in terms of money or material. Now there are a changing pricing environment. There are three kinds of pricing environment. One is sharing economy. One is bartering, one is renting. Can you tell me one example of sharing economy?
Timeshare properties.
Timeshare property. Okay, fine. Anything else? Very close to something down to a timeshare, बहुत बड़ा बात होगी. Auto rickshaw share करते हो?
Pool services like Uber pool services.
हाँ, so auto rickshaws हर जगह में share autos मिलते हैं ना?
Right, sir. Right.
हाँ. फिर what do you do in railways? You're actually sharing the same compartment with your other people, correct?
Right.
Bartering.
So exchange of goods.
Exchange of goods. Okay. There are still bartering system is still there, okay? And renting, of course, we all know, right? We rent premises, we rent houses, we rent scooters, we rent cars, we rent a lot of things. Correct. There are three kinds of pricing. One is called reference pricing, the pricing quality inferences, and price ending. The reference pricing is basically when I decide to pay a price with reference to something. मैंने पहले कुछ खरीदा था या मैंने सुना था इसका प्राइस ऐसा होना चाहिए, ठीक है? Accordingly, I decide on the price. ठीक है? Something like, यार मैं तो पिछले साल गोलगप्पे खाए थे 5 रुपया में 3. इस साल मैं बहुत दिन के बाद जा रहा हूं, ये तो 2 हो गए यार 5 रुपया में. We always do that referencing, right? Last time I bought this trouser of Alan Sony for 2,500. This year it's 5,000. Last time I bought this XYZ product for 200 rupees. This time it's 500 rupees. We always do a referencing in our mind. करते हैं ना? Okay. Even we do a referencing when on the basis of someone else telling me, or I have seen some price somewhere. I know that a mobile phone with 8 GB RAM and 256 GB memory, okay, with 5.8 inches screen, average price यार 25,000 होना चाहिए. I have seen it somewhere, I have learned it somewhere, somebody told me, so that becomes a reference price. So when I go to the market and actually find it for 70,000, then it's, oh, अरे यार इतना कैसे यार, मैंने तो सुना था 25,000 में. That's what reference pricing is. It always works in back of our mind. Second is price quality inference. Okay. Sometimes prices are set basically on the premise that the quality is great. Is also called ego pricing. Something like, you must have all heard about Van Heusen shirts possibly. Okay. Or tell me some, there are a lot of ladies here. Ladies, can you tell me some good brands of your purse and all that?
Sir, it can be many brands.
Some of the great brands in the world.
Sir, Gucci.
Gucci. So Gucci, it's a right? Perfect. Great.
Milani Foundation.
Milani Foundation, all Italian brands. Okay. Now we always know that Gucci is going to price very high because Gucci's quality is great. Okay. And that's called price quality inferences. That these are also called ego pricing. You know, very high price because the quality is, the premise is that the quality is great. It's given that the quality is great. You know, price ending, 99 rupees, 199 rupees, 201 rupees. You know, हम लोग पहले इंडिया में बोलते थे बाटा pricing. ठीक है? That's called price endings. And this is a psychological pricing actually. If I say 100 rupees, people will say, oh, 100 rupiya hai. And when I say 99 rupees, people go, oh, wow, 99 mein mil raha hai. These are also called psychological pricing. 99, 109, 2000, 199, 199, and so on and so forth. Or even 201, 501, and so on and so forth. Correct. These are all psychological pricing, price quality inferences, and reference pricing. These are the three kinds of consumer psychology and pricing. There are selecting the pricing objectives. When a marketeer decides on the price, he decides price on the basis of three things. Okay, six things. How to maximize current profit. Okay, so if there's a possibility that he can increase his price and maximize his profit, he will try and do that. That's how he decides on the price. If there is less competition, he can do that. Okay, maximize market share. If there are 5 competitions, each and every one of them have some share of the market. You know market share? Okay, 5 competition है, हमारा market share तो total market is of 100. किसी के पास 40 customers है, किसी के पास 20 customer है, किसी के पास 30 customer है, किसी के पास 10 customer है. Total मिला के 100. So somebody who has got 40 customers, his market share is 40. ठीक है, somebody who has got 30 customers out of 100, his market share is 30. Or you can talk about even value. If the whole market is of value of 100 rupees and one company's sale is 30 rupees, so his market share is 30%. Somebody else's is 40 rupees, then it's 40%. So it's always a KPI or a goal of any organization to increase market share. So when I want to increase market share among competition, sometimes what I do, I reduce my price so that I can have more customers. And that's for maximizing market share. I decide on a price. Maximum market skimming. When I introduce a product and there is nobody in the market, no competition in the market, and there is a need of my product, very strong need of my product, I can raise the price to a particular level till my customer can afford it and make maximum profit at that time till any competition comes. जब तक कोई competition नहीं आता, I can keep my price to the peak till my customers can afford it. And that's called market skimming price. ठीक है, मैं मार्केट से स्किम कर लेता हूं, जितना प्रॉफिट हो सकता है निकाल लेता हूं. नेक्स्ट जैसी कंपटीशन आ जाएगा, आई एम गॉन. ठीक है, आई हैव टू रिड्यूस माय प्राइस, आई हैव टू स्टार्ट गिविंग ऑफर्स, डिस्काउंट्स एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. Product quality leadership. So this is what I just mentioned about Gucci and Van Heusen and so on and so forth. Okay, they always demand price, keeping in mind that my product quality is the best and I will have a high price in the market. Okay, this is also called ego pricing. Okay, high product quality, high product perception of high product quality gives you price leadership. Okay. Other objectives like an NGO or a non-profit organization and so on and so forth, they have different kinds of, objectives for pricing. Sometimes NGOs have such a pricing that they will have a no cost, no profit. No profit, no loss business. Okay, so they will have a pricing which is equal to their cost or a little bit more than their cost. Correct? And finally, survival. When a company is actually saturated, the market is saturated, too many competitions in the market, they're almost dying, declining sales, declining profit. That's the time they decide on a price just to take care of their cost, okay, as low profits as possible so that they can just survive. Okay, so these are the 6 different types of pricing that can happen in the market. Okay.
Sir,
how many of
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, actually, I have a question. Like,
Yeah.
we see that, the flight rates always, like sometimes it get increase and decrease. So,
Mhm.
like, what do we call, like, what type of price?
Okay, this pricing is a latest trend in the market after digital businesses come in. So this is called dynamic pricing. This is not only for airlines, this is even for Amazon, this is even for any other digital platforms who are selling. Okay, particularly e-commerce platforms. So all these flight tickets that you buy, they are in e-commerce platform, right? They are digital platform, digital commerce platform. And there is something called dynamic pricing. So आप किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को अगर ज्यादा देखोगे ना, वहां पर देखना झट से उसका प्राइस बढ़ जाता है. ठीक है?
Right, sir.
Right. So that's a dynamic pricing that is created through a software coding. Okay. And to maximize the profit, of course, to maximize the profit. Okay. Because if you as they do the pricing as per the customer's need, individual customer's need. ठीक है? आप एक प्रोडक्ट, आप दिल्ली से मुंबई तक का एक फ्लाइट चेक कर रहे हो, एक बार चेक किया, दूसरी बार चेक किया, तीसरी बार चेक किया, 500 rupees का प्राइस है, चौथी बार जब चेक करने गए, it will become 1000 rupees because this guy has understood that you are going to you need that ticket. ठीक है? So dynamic pricing is something which has happened in the last not even 6 to 7 years, 4 to 5 years. In all e-commerce platform, you do the same thing in Amazon, you do the same thing in any other e-commerce platforms, you will find the same. Myntra mein jao karo, you do it in any other platform which is in e-commerce, you will get the same kind of a pricing called dynamic pricing, where they watch the trends of the individual customers buying. Okay. Okay.
Right, sir. Right. And also, sir, I have heard some, like terminology called yield management.
What is that?
Yield. Why?
Yield management. Yield management. Yield is basically profit management. Okay. Yield is profit management. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Inelastic demand. I will just quickly go through this. Basically, a demand which does not change if there is a unit change in price. मेरा प्राइस 10 रुपया है किसी प्रोडक्ट का, उसका डिमांड है 100. If my price goes to 11 rupees, the demand doesn't change. Then I say it's an inelastic demand. Okay. And on the other hand, if for every unit price change, the demand changes heavily, then it's called an elastic demand. Something like petroleum. Petrol. Do you think petrol price has gone up from 60 rupees to 115 rupees? The demand has changed? No.
No, sir.
No.
आपके घर में ऑयल यूज होता है खाने के लिए, खाना तैयार करने के लिए, कुकिंग के लिए. Oil prices have gone up from 50 rupees to today 140 rupees. Does your mother buy lesser oil?
Yes, sir.
No,
Huh?
sir.
No.
Proportionately lesser खरीदते हैं क्या?
No,
नहीं.
sir. No.
So there is an inelastic demand. So this is called an inelastic demand for oil, for petroleum, for sugar, mostly commodities.
And sir, what would be the example of inelastic demand then?
That's what inelastic demand is. That is what inelastic. Elastic demand is anything else. Anything else. Suppose I'll give you an example of. We were selling Maggi at 5 rupees. I'll give you a very great example. It's a live example actually. We were selling Maggi at 5 rupees at one point of time for a 100-gram packet. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We wanted to increase the price by 1 rupee. So we made it 6 rupees.
Yes.
And we were selling at that time, we were selling 2,000 tons a month when it was 5 rupees.
Right.
When we increased it by 1 rupees, the sales straight away came down from 2,000 to 1,000 tons.
Okay. A drastic fall.
Drastic fall. Okay. So and it happens in many years. Suppose you are used to buying a McDonald's burger for 50 rupees.
Right.
Okay. And suddenly you go there and you find it at 100 rupees.
Right.
You will possibly not eat it.
Right.
That's called an elastic demand.
Right, sir. But graphically, in elastic demand, it is showing a drastic fall of an amount.
नहीं, देखो यहाँ पर क्या है, अमाउंट बढ़ा है, 10 से 15 हुआ है, लेकिन डिमांड उतना बढ़ा नहीं है, डिमांड उतना चेंज नहीं हुआ है
जी.
ठीक है. लेकिन इलास्टिक डिमांड में 5 रुपया बढ़ा, लेकिन देखो डिमांड कितना चेंज हो गया.
एकदम से नीचे कर रहा.
एकदम से नीचे आ गया 150 से 50.
ओके. बट
Got
सर
it?
ऐसा नहीं है कि ओवर द टाइम ये ग्रेजुअल हुआ है.
नहीं 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 नहीं.
ओवर द टाइम हुआ है एंड ये वाला ड्रास्टिक हुआ है. इन इलास्टिक में
हाँ.
ड्रास्टिक हुआ है.
इलास्टिक में कम होता, इलास्टिक में ज्यादा होता है, इलास्टिक में बहुत कम होता है. द परसेंटेज चेंज इज वेरी लेस. यहाँ पर परसेंटेज चेंज इज 5%, यहाँ पर परसेंटेज चेंज इज कितना?
वेरी हाई.
150 to over 50.
जी.
100 चेंज over 66% डाउन.
ओके.
यहाँ पर 5% डाउन.
ओके. राइट.
Got it? Yeah. चलो.
Got it, sir.
Okay. The selecting a price method, there is a simple illustration for this. So there is something called floor price, जिसके नीचे हम बेच नहीं सकते, उसके नीचे बेचने से हमें लॉस हो जाएगा. So it is basically equal to a cost price of the product. ठीक है? And there is something called a ceiling price. Ceiling price is basically customer's assessment of unique features. So ceiling price is I have got a phone which has a 25 megapixel camera, a 5.8 inch screen for 8 GB RAM, a 256 or 512 GB memory, and so on and so forth. The customer's assessment of each and every individual features, सारे जो मैंने अभी तक बोले सारे features हैं, 25 megapixel camera, 5.8 inch screen. कस्टमर असेस करता है कि भैया 25 मेगापिक्सल कैमरा का प्राइस होना चाहिए 2,000 रुपया, इसका होना चाहिए 10,000 रुपया. तो टुगेदर द प्राइस ऑफ दैट मोबाइल अकॉर्डिंग टू द कस्टमर, व्हेन आई गो एंड टेक अ मार्केट सर्वे, अकॉर्डिंग टू द कस्टमर द प्राइस ऑफ द मोबाइल शुड बी 25,000 rupees and my cost price is 5,000 rupees, cost of making that product. So my ceiling price cannot be, my price cannot be more than what the customer has assessed, so that's called the ceiling price. And it cannot be lower than my floor price, which is almost the cost price. Got it? Correct? Floor price or ceiling price से, floor price से कम नहीं हो सकता, ceiling price से ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता. Now in between क्या क्या है? In between cost है, competitors price है. I can go up to the competitors price. ठीक है? and customers assessment price. ये दोनों के बीच में मेरा कॉस्ट प्राइस और कस्टमर्स असेसमेंट प्राइस के बीच में मेरा प्राइस रहना चाहिए. इससे कम नहीं हो सकता, इससे ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता. इफ आई सेल इट मोर देन दैट आई विल लूज सेल्स. इफ आई सेल इट लेस देन दिस कॉस्ट प्राइस आई विल लूज प्रॉफिट्स, आई विल लूज मनी, आई एम गोइंग टू बी इन अ लॉस. करेक्ट? गॉट इट? अंडरस्टूड? एनी क्वेश्चंस? No, right? Now there is a risk here. The risk is that sometimes if I do not do the market research and straight away make a pricing without doing a market research, कुछ भी pricing डाल दिया product का. Okay. Then there are two things that can happen. One thing is I can be overpriced. If I am overpriced, I am going to lose sales. If I am overpriced means I am pricing my product more than what the customer has assessed me. Then I will lose sales. And if I am underpriced, then I'm going to lose profit. If I am pricing my product below what customers is expecting, then I can lose profits also, right? है कि नहीं? Correct. So these are the methods how I make my pricing. There are a lot of other things. There's also something called break-even pricing, which all of you who are commerce guys possibly know, where the net profit is equal to my net cost. ठीक है? Net profit is equal to my net revenue. जितना सेल कर रहा हूं उसका उतना ही अमाउंट का मेरा कॉस्ट है. ठीक है? मैं 5 रुपया का बेच रहा हूं, 5 रुपया का कॉस्ट है. There is no profit, no loss. That's called break-even. Okay, it's a break-even thoda sa intricate hai. I'm not getting into that. Time does not permit me to do that. I will take possibly another 15-20 minutes. Okay, now I'll come to place. That is distribution. That is channel. So first of all, I distribute my products in different channels. In today's market, I can tell you there are different ways to reach my customer, reach my consumer. Okay, and initially, एक जमाने में अगर FMCG, FMCD products बोलो, manufacturer used to manufacture it, they used to send it to their warehouse, their own warehouse, keep it there, From there, they would send it to a stockist. From there, the stockist would send it to a retailer. Then it would be going to a consumer. एक किराना दुकान तक पहुंचा, वहां से कंज्यूमर उठाया. This was the simple value chain एक जमाने में. ठीक है. अगर B2B इंडस्ट्रियल मार्केट, इंडस्ट्रियल वीट को एक कंपनी का बंदा गया, दूसरे कंपनी से ऑर्डर लिया, मैन्युफैक्चर फर्स्ट कंपनी किया, स्ट्रेट अवे ट्रक में उठाया, दूसरे कंपनी को बेच दिया. ठीक है. This was the simple way of distribution. Today, with the technological advancement, with a lot of new ways to distribute, new channels to distribute, the whole scenario have changed a lot. So what does a marketing channel mean? Sets of interdependent organizations participating in the process of making a product or service available for use of consumption. Interdependent organization. ठीक है, सिर्फ एक organization नहीं, couple of organizations together help the product from the manufacturing to the consumption, from the manufacturing end to the consumption end, to reach that product through that value chain. एक कंपनी से नहीं होने वाला है, एक organization से नहीं होने वाला है. So the first organization is who is manufacturing, second organization possibly who is doing the logistics, जिसके पास जो trucks वगैरह दे रहा है, transport करा रहा है. Third organization possibly who is warehousing it. Fourth organization possibly who is the agent or a distributor in between. ठीक है. There are sometimes brokers also. ठीक है. Fifth organization is the retailer himself is an organization. एक किराना दुकान भी तो एक organization ही है ना. And finally it moves to the consumer. So the whole channel looks something like this. There are intermediaries, there are merchants, agents, facilitators, brokers, a lot of them. ठीक है. So there are multi-channel market using two or more marketing channels. So sometimes today, if you talk about an FMCG organization, FMCD organization, what are the channels of marketing? The retail, the general retail, kirana store, wahan tak. Then there are modern trade stores, the supermarkets, and there are e-commerce. Correct. 3 different channels there. Now there are multi-channel marketing also. Now think about Apple. I don't know, all of you must have heard. Apple till yesterday used to only have their dealerships who used to go and sell the product to the consumer. They had 2 dealers across the country, rather 4 dealers. बाद में 4 dealer हो गए थे, जो नॉर्थ साउथ ईस्ट वेस्ट में एक डीलर थे जिनके नेटवर्क थे, जिन्होंने सारे बड़े शहर में अपना अपना नेटवर्क का दुकान बना रखा था, शोरूम्स, डीलरशिप बना था, वहां से कंज्यूमर्स आके खरीदता था. एंड दोज डीलर्स आल्सो यूज्ड टू सेल टू स्मॉल रिटेलर्स, स्मॉल मोबाइल रिटेलर्स, जो आके आपका मोबाइल एप्पल फोन आईफोन बेचता था. टुडे व्हाट एप्पल डिड, Apple created their own showrooms in Delhi and Bombay. Correct? You must have heard. It was a big news, right?
Right. Last to last month, they did it. So created their own showrooms in India. So, and Apple has their own, now Apple is multi-channel. Apple has their own showrooms. Apple also sells through their website e-commerce. Apple also sells through Amazon or any other e-commerce platforms. Okay. So Apple as a company is a multi-channel marketing company. They sell it through small retailers, they sell it through their dealerships, they sell it through their showrooms, and they also sell it through the e-commerce platform of their own website. Correct. Omni-channel marketing. Somebody who is present in 2 or more, 2 channels at least. Okay, so e-commerce and modern trade, e-commerce and retail stores. Okay, these are omni-channels. Integrated marketing channel, couple of all marketing channels together. Okay, वो supermarkets में भी है, e-commerce में भी है, normal retail में भी है, something like Apple. Okay. Digital channel, customers. Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. Can you please explain once again omni-channel marketing?
Omni-channel is basically being in 2 or more channels. Okay. So 2 or more channels, this is e-commerce as well as mostly e-commerce. A brick, if you have heard about a brick and click. So brick and click is basically brick stores, basically physical stores. Okay, and click is basically e-commerce. Somebody who is present in a physical store, something like Apple, they are now present in their own physical store as well as their e-commerce. So nowadays, almost all larger organizations are in brick and click. Even Amazon, are you aware? Amazon has their own retail store now in US. So they are an omni-channel. So anybody who's in brick and click are called the omni-channel. ठीक है.
Also, sir, Amazon is offering services in India also, like, kind of franchise they are distributing.
I didn't get you. Come on.
The kind of franchise they are giving Amazon. Actually, I have seen some store.
Franchise नहीं, वो तो affiliate marketing करते ही हैं. I am also affiliate marketer of Amazon. वो तो
I think that was the physical store, sir. I have seen.
Physical store तो Amazon का अभी तक बना नहीं है. You can pick up Amazon products from stores, but you can't buy them from those stores. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay, so you can pick up, you can't buy. Okay. Digital channels, customer support in store, online. So basically, there's a huge revolution when we talk about digital channel, e-commerce, correct? So people never thought that something like this can happen. In fact, today, e-commerce business is almost what? 7% of the total business in the country. Okay. Modern trade, इतने साल से 10-12 almost 15 years से modern trade supermarkets बने हुए, they are still at 7%. E-commerce coming in the last 7, 8, 10 years, they are already there in more than 7 to 8% of the business. Customer support in store, online, phone. Check online for product available at the local stores. ठीक है, आप क्या करते हो? If you go to buy a mobile phone in a local store, आप वहां पर देखते हो, प्राइस देखते हो, मॉडल देखते हो, आप अपना मोबाइल फोन खोल के वहां पर Amazon का प्राइस देखते हो. ठीक है. Check online for products available at local store. Order products online and pick up at stores. So just like Saurabh said, Amazon is having their franchises who are becoming pickup stores, pickup locations now. ठीक है. So order your product, even a lot of them. Even if you go to grocery like DMart, okay, they have created pickup stores. They take orders online and they send it to their pickup locations, and you go and pick it up from there. Return a product purchased online to a nearby store. These are all happening. Okay, you have purchased a product online, you go and return it. So Amazon is selling there some of the garments like Levi jeans and all. They say that you buy this product from us. If you need to alter it, go to Shoppers Stop and they will alter it for you. So a lot of things are happening. Things are changing. So consumer and industrial marketing channel, this is interesting just to give you a perspective that this is what a channel looks like. There are 4 different levels actually. So one is for consumer goods, manufacturer to consumer directly. Okay. So example is, you want to buy a product from a company, go to their website, order it there, and they will deliver it to your home. Manufacturer to consumer directly, then manufacturer to retailer to consumer, something like Nestle selling it to Amazon and Amazon selling it to the consumer. Okay, manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer, wholesaler or distributor, whatever. So any company, any FMCG company is like that only. The manufacturer sends it to the distributor or wholesaler sells it to the retailer, and then it goes to the consumer. And manufacturer to wholesaler to jobber to retailer to consumer. So jobber is somebody who does a job work. Okay. So somebody who manufacturer sells it to a huge manufacturer, sells it to a distributor. It can be the other way also. Manufacturer sells it to a jobber. So basically manufacturer makes parts of the product. They sells it to a jobber who integrates the product, makes it into the final finished goods. Okay. And then sell this to the retailer, and then finally goes to the consumer. Okay. In industrial product, same thing, manufacturer to industrial customer, manufacturer to industrial distributor to industrial customer, manufacturer to manufacturer's representative, sometimes a broker or an agent, okay, who sells it to a industrial distributor, and finally he also sells it directly to an industrial distributor. There are manufacturer sales branches. ठीक है, नॉर्थ साउथ ईस्ट वेस्ट सारे जगह पे ब्रांचेस खोल के रख दिया अपना, और वहां से डायरेक्ट बेच रहा है या तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के थ्रू से बेच रहा है. These are different configurations of channel. In fact, I did a research last year and I found that for consumer goods, there are almost 14 different models of distribution in the market today. जो एक जमाने में 1 या 2 different model. ठीक है, यहाँ पर 4 दिख रहे हैं. I could identify there are 14 different models. Okay. So identify major channels, exclusive distribution, selective distribution, intensive. Now, what is exclusive distribution? If you talk about Apple, Apple had 4 distributors in India, and those distributors, those dealerships, They were only supposed to sell Apple phones, nothing else. No other phones, no other mobiles, no other Mac, no other laptops, nothing. So there was exclusive distribution through these 4 distributors across the country. Selective distribution. There are companies who will give something like Bajaj manufactures, or Bajaj is a company, Bajaj Automobiles is a company who sells KTM motorbikes. Okay. Now for KTM motorbikes, they have made distributors who only sell KTM motorbikes. They will not sell any other Bajaj products. They will not sell Bajaj Pulsar, or they will not sell Bajaj automatic scooters or anything like that. They will only sell KTM motorbikes. So they're selective. And intensive distribution is basically you sell anything anywhere. Okay, so all products to be sold by any distributor anywhere. So the distribution channel is intensive. You have many distributors across the states, across the cities, across the countries. Everybody selling every product of the organization. Okay. E-commerce, we know e-commerce, not much to say. Everybody is now used to, people buy more in e-commerce today. Anybody who doesn't buy from Amazon in this team group? Who has not bought anything in e-commerce ever? हो ही नहीं सकता ना सर. आप बता क्या रहे हैं? आप क्या बोल रहे हो सर? ई-कॉमर्स के बिना जी सकते हैं क्या? Okay. E-commerce uses a website to transact and facilitate the sale of products and services online. Pure click versus brick and click. So this is what I was saying. Brick and click. Pure click is basically pure e-commerce. Brick and click is people, companies who have their stores, their physical stores, and e-commerce, both the omni-channel sort of. Okay. M-commerce. This is something new, and this is going very fast now. Huh? This is actually overtaking e-commerce to some end. Okay, so mobile channels and media can keep consumers as connected, interacting with a brand as they choose. Most of the time nowadays, we are buying our products through mobile. Okay. In that same e-commerce platform, Amazon, we are going to our mobile application, and then we are going to Myntra application and buying Myntra products. Okay. And of course, there is a challenge. There's a little bit of privacy issue when we talk about a mobile phone. We are very, very concerned about these privacy issues. And this will continue to happen. And the last but not the least, we are going to talk about promotions, our communication. Okay, marketing communication, this the means by which firms attempt to inform, persuade, and remind consumers about the product and brands they sell. They attempt to inform, persuade, and remind consumers. So what is the purpose of communication? What is the purpose of promotion? Is to inform, persuade, and remind consumers about products and brands they sell. Correct? Marketing communication mix. These are all the different ways we market. We do advertisement, we do sales promotion, we do events and experiences, we do public relations and publicity. This is basically the media. That's our press, TV, radio, newspaper, press, magazines. Online and social media, mobile marketing, direct and database marketing. These are basically when you do phone call marketing, when you do email marketing, you have a database of phone numbers, you database of emails, email IDs, and then you do direct marketing with them. And personal selling, one-on-one selling. These are all different ways to communicate. When you do personal selling, you actually go and speak to your consumer, you communicate with your consumer. Correct? So these are different ways of communication, different modes of communication. Okay, advertising, sales, promotion, events. Okay, anybody who wants to, I almost throughout my last 2 days, we were always discussing everything except public relation. Public relation basically, जब हम press को बुला के कुछ communicate करते हैं to the public. Okay, that's called publicity or public relations. So publicity is when we don't pay to the press. We call the press people and we communicate them something new about our organization, about our brand, and leave it to the press to go and write an article on behalf of us. Public relationship is same thing, only thing is that we pay to the press to print an article on behalf of us. ठीक है, हम लोग article लिखते हैं, it's under our control, and we pay to the press or we pay to the media, our television, radio, and tell them to publicize it. Okay, any questions still here? Quickly. Okay, so simple thing, you all must have learned about this. So when we talk about communication, this is the framework of communication.
A sender sends a message. Okay, he encodes a message. Why do we say he encodes? He sends a message in a particular language, in a particular way. Okay, and a receiver is supposed to receive it. Now he sends this message in a particular language, in a particular way, in a particular tone, in a particular pitch. Okay, that may be understood by the receiver, that may not be understood by the receiver. So for him, he encodes, he just sent the message through some form. Now this receiver has to understand that. That language he has to understand, that tone he has to understand, that pitch he has to understand, that form he has to understand. Okay, and so he decodes it. That's why we say encoding and decoding. Okay, and he gives a response. Until he gives a response, till then we are not sure whether he has understood my message. He gives a response, which becomes a feedback to the sender. Correct? Got it? Understood? Anybody who's not understanding this? A sender sends a message which is supposed to be understood by the receiver. If he doesn't understand, that means he could not decode, he could not, decode what the sender has said. Possibly the language was not right, possibly the form of the sentence was not right, possibly the tone was not right, possibly the language was, possibly the pitch was not right. Okay, anything can happen. And then there's something called a noise in between, which becomes a barrier for communication. What is that noise? When, suppose this sender and the receiver, this guy is speaking in English and this guy is a German who doesn't understand English. Will he be able to decode his message? No, that's a barrier. Suppose this sender is sending a message and there is a huge loud noise around. Will the receiver understand what he says? No. Correct. That's another barrier. These are all called noises. Barriers of communication. There are plenty of them. Okay, this is a normal framework of communication. And last but not the least, I'm going to tell you about what is the response hierarchy model? How do I decide to buy? My decision-making model for purchases. Okay, the first model is called IDA. There are 3 stages of any model: cognitive stage, affective stage, and behavioral stage. Cognitive stage is cognition, my brain. What is my brain thinking about? What is my brain doing? Okay, my memory doing. Cognition. Affective is, once I have got this cognition, mera brain pe koi message gaya, how does it affect me? And finally, when it affects me, how do I behave? Correct. These 3 are the stages. So in IDA model, I first create an attention. The marketeer creates an attention through the communication. It creates an interest and desire in the person. Interest for the product and desire for the product. And finally, the action is the person buys the product or doesn't buy the product. These are the 4 stages. In IDA model is the most simple model, which is followed by most of the marketeers, particularly digital marketeers. Okay. There are 3 other models called the hierarchy of effect model. Awareness. First, you create an awareness. You give him enough of knowledge. So the awareness and knowledge is in brain, which affects like it creates a liking, a preference, and a confidence about the product. That affective stage में 3 चीज होता है: liking होता है, preference होता है, and then conviction, confidence about the product, and finally purchase करते हैं. So this is the hierarchy of effect model. Acker's बोलते हैं Acker's hierarchy of effect model. Second is innovation adoption model. Awareness होता है, interest होता है. Interest के बाद मैं evaluate करता हूँ, मैं थोड़ा सा research करता हूँ. ठीक है? I am aware of Mercedes-Benz car. I am also aware of BMW car. I have an interest to buy a premium car. Then I do evaluation. I I got awareness of the new model of BMW car. I evaluate, मैं जाके उसका website में check करता हूँ, उसके specifications क्या है. I got a new mobile in the market. Lot of advertisements are there, so I'm aware of the product. I'm aware of the features. Now I go to the website and check the specifications. I also check the prices in different websites, and then I decide to try the product. Okay, trial karta hu, and finally adoption. I adopt the product. Okay. Communication model. This is another simple model. You are exposed to that communication. You receive that communication, reception, and your cognitive response. आपका brain कुछ response देता है. And there is this response affects your attitude towards that product and creates an intention. Whether you will buy the product, whether you will not buy the product, the attitude towards the product. I like the product, I do not like the product. Okay. And finally, you exhibit a behavior. That is an action. That is that there's an interest, a consideration, a trial, an adoption, a purchase. All these are behaviors. Correct. So these are also different marketers follow different rules, different hierarchies to communicate about their product, to promote their product. Okay, because all the advertisement that you see around you, all the communications that you see around you should follow these to have a successful, conversion of the customer to buy the product. Okay, so that's it from my side. I think I would be late. No, I could complete it thanks to my timing. Okay, I hope let me first take it from you. Any questions? I'm going to send you this same PPT today. Okay, along with the book, as I said, I'm going to send you the Philip Kotler's marketing management book, ebook, for you to keep as a reference. So any questions till now? Anything that you want to say about the 2 days session? Anything you did not understand? I tried to make it as simple as possible for your understanding. Okay. And even if you are not a marketing person, I think I could make you understand every step of it. So I would like to have some feedback from all of you. Okay, each one of you, starting from possibly Dheeraj. How was the session? Did you like it?
Session. Yeah, sir. I think basic of marketing we have gone through, and
Thank
all
you.
the technical details and even the small clarifications which you have brought in between. That was helpful.
Thank
Okay,
you.
the time limitation is there that we can understand.
Yeah. I would have loved to take you through the 30 hours full course on this. Okay. Unfortunately, it wouldn't happen.
It's
Okay.
the limitation of the course also.
Sure. So let's hope that we get in touch sometime else again, so that I can tell you more about it. Okay.
Overall, really good, sir. I think
Thank you so
it
much.
will be helpful for everyone. I think
Thank you.
others
Thank you
can
so
have
much.
the feedback.
Thank you. Yeah, Pooja.
Sir, I will say I am from science background and it was very changing for me, but it was great, sir. I could understand everything you told.
Thank you.
It was fun, and thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Jaspreet.
Yes, sir. Very helpful session this was. And I also have a question
Yes.
that it's regarding to the performance marketing. Like you said that there is a ethics and social also. How it could be social if we are like selling the alcohol or cigarettes and like these things.
पहला तो है कि there is always a social responsibility of ours. Even if we sell cigarettes, okay, there is a statutory warning on the packet of the cigarette.
Okay.
We do not. The company doesn't. Did you ever see an advertisement of a cigarette or an alcohol bottle in India? You have not seen it, right? So ethics is that I don't go and promote these products. Okay. Ethics is that I give enough warning to the consumers. Okay. Ethics is that I do not go and forcefully, promote this product to consumers or communicate this product through any wrong way to the consumers. Okay. So that's also something to do with social. So I am a socially responsible, ethical person, ethical entity in the country. Okay.
So that is the way we say that unsought products also have, their marketing also needs to be done responsibly. ठीक है, अल्कोहल मैं बेचूंगा, ठीक है, लेकिन illegally नहीं बेचूंगा. I will always give warning of alcohol to the consumers. And second very important thing is I will promote the goodness of not drinking alcohol. ठीक है, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So Pooja, Jaspreet, you liked the session? What is the feedback about the session?
So session was good. It's very helpful, and it's making interest in marketing also. That
Thank you. Okay, great. Saurabh ji, you are already a marketer. So tell me, how did you like the session? Was it good, bad, ugly?
It was very good session, sir, for me, because I think that we have covered a lot of things, and all the important things, like chapters were covered in this session.
I tried to complete everything, almost touch everything. Yeah.
Right. So even like you have added some part of communication also.
Yeah.
Although so it was I was able to just correlate few topics with my practical experience.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you so much. Okay, so sir, Anjan sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, it is a very good session. I have learned something new about marketing.
Okay.
In my MBA, I have learned bookish knowledge, but I gained some practical knowledge from you. How is marketing working, and in the real life and industry purpose. So that is a good, valuable thing for me that I have learned from you.
Correct.
And it is a very nice and good session for me, sir.
Correct. Anything, anyone of you? Achha, let me take feedback from others first. Kiran, you joined today itself, but any feedback?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry I missed yesterday because of traveling. But it was good session. So I'm just hoping that I'll get the first slide also and I'll learn much better.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. Suman? Suman is not there. Shimpi?
Yes, sir. I would like to say it was a very great session. And sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, elements of process of communication with channels are not there. If sender send the message, receiver, if mediums are not there, like how he send how the sender, he or she send the message through emails, through WhatsApp. So
Okay. I didn't get you. और एक बार बताओ.
Sir, elements of process of communication.
Elements इसकी बात कर रहे हो?
Yes, sir. Sender, if sender send the message, how he send the message if channels are not there?
नहीं, channels तो है. So channels is also, देखो, this encoding के अंदर में सब कुछ है, language है, आपका tone है, pitch है, channel है, सब कुछ है. The sender sends a message through something, right? Okay. Yes. So channel will always be. So these are all the channels. आप यहाँ पे जो advertise कर रहे हो, I have not gone into the details of advertise कैसे कर रहे हो. There are plenty of ways to advertise: TV, radio, newspaper, social media, Google, WhatsApp, telephone. आपका और क्या हो गया? Emails. ठीक है, plenty of channels to advertise. ठीक है, यहाँ पर मैंने कुछ तो mention किए ही हैं. ठीक है, but this is a framework of message. How does a message go? How does a message flow from a sender to a receiver? ठीक है, so this I just wanted to tell you that this encoding and decoding are two more important things, and this barrier is very important. This feedback and response is important. The encoding, decoding इसलिए बताया मैंने क्योंकि understanding of what you are sending as a message is important for the receiver. And this ये channel जो आप बता रही हो ना, it's also a part of this encoding. मैंने WhatsApp में एक मैसेज भेज दिया या suppose email में एक मैसेज भेज दिया.
that email ID was wrong. The message did not go to you. So that was what? That was a barrier. The receiver did not get it.
Yes, sir.
Correct. You have sent a message through email in English, and the person who received it is a person who doesn't understand English. Will that email work? Can he decode the email? No. Okay, so all these will come under, this is the flow from sender to receiver. That encoding and decoding is the most important part, that is understanding of your message. If you don't understand, you will not be able to give response, and that response will not become a feedback. If you do not get the feedback, that means your receiver has not understood your communication properly. बहुत सारे communication advertisements होते हैं जो आप देख तो लेते हो बट समझते नहीं हो प्रोडक्ट में क्या है. करेक्ट होता है ना, देखे हो ना बहुत सारे advertisements.
Yes, sir.
And that's what these barriers are. That's what these encoding, decoding are. Okay. So, anything else? Shimpi?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good. तो शिम्पी आपको ओवरऑल क्लास कैसा लगा? सेशन कैसा लगा?
Sir, it was a great session. I learned so many things of marketing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Wish you all the best for the next 6 months of your course. Okay, anytime you need any help for marketing, please come back to me. I'm there. Okay, and I've given you my LinkedIn account link. You can always connect with me in LinkedIn. I will accept it. Okay, I've put it in the chat box. Okay, and that's it from my side. All the best to all of you. Okay, take care.
Sir,
Yeah, bolo, sir.
Sir, actually, I've selected that marketing management course.
Okay.
So, will you be take some more lectures?
I don't think so, Ray. I don't think so because मुझे नीरज ने बताया नहीं marketing management का course लेने के लिए. Possibly he's waiting for a few more students, or I don't know. He has not told me. There is another professor who is going to take possibly. Okay. There is another one. Yeah.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yes, tell me.
सर जैसे मैंने कई बार इंस्टाग्राम या सोशल मीडिया प्रोफाइल्स पे एचआर को जैसे मैंने कई बार उनको डालते हुए देखा है कि हमारे यहाँ आज इतनी वैकेंसीज निकली हैं, सो दैट इज आल्सो द पार्ट ऑफ एचआर मार्केटिंग.
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल कम्युनिकेट ही कर रहे हैं ना आपके साथ. ऑब्वियसली जो कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं किसी भी तरह, इट कैन बी अ पेड मार्केटिंग, मे नॉट बी अ पेड मार्केटिंग. ठीक है, वो पेड एडवर्टाइजिंग कर रहे हैं या तो नहीं कर रहे हैं.
जी सर.
ठीक है. ओके. या ओके. Good to go. So let's close the session today. I am sending you this. I will send Neeraj the presentation and the book just now. Okay. Take care. All the best.